I've already walked through hell. Why stop now? You survived what was meant to break you. That pain, it built you. Those lonely nights, they forged you. The doubts, the fear, the failures, just the opening chapters before the rise. The only difference between you and the ones who quit, you didn't. You showed up, bleeding, limping, crying, but still, you showed up. People ask, where's the motivation come from? It doesn't. This isn't motivation. It's purpose. It's obsession. It's a refusal to die with anything left in the tank. They want inspiration? Let them see the scars. Let them see the shattered pieces turned to armor. Because warriors don't crumble. They build castles from the stones thrown at them. You're not tired. You're being tested. You're not lost. You're being redirected. And if you're afraid, good. Fear means you're close to something real. You want peace? Earn it in the storm. You want strength? Throw the weight of your excuses to the floor. Every day is a vote. A vote for who you're becoming. You're either casting it or giving it away. You weren't born to blend in. You were built to rise. Ugly, bloody, unapologetic. So stand up, stand tall, and wipe the doubt off your face. You want to know what separates the winners? It's not genetics. It's not money. It's not even talent. It's grind. It's discipline when no one's watching. It's waking up before the sun because you refuse to let the day beat you. It's showing up when your body says no, but your purpose says go. You think the greats felt like it every day? They didn't. They just decided. They didn't ask, do I feel ready? They asked, am I willing to bleed for what I said I wanted? That's the gap, right there, between wanting it and becoming it. That brutal space where most people fold, but not you. You're not here for average. You're not here to blend in, to play it safe, to die unnoticed. You're here to finish the book right, to write a final chapter that shuts mouths and turns heads. You weren't born to be lukewarm. You were born to be a problem for every excuse you've ever made. So next time life smacks you in the mouth, smile, wipe the blood, and whisper, that all you got? Because this time you're not stopping. You're not breaking. You're about to make your name echo. And when they close the book on your life, they won't say it quietly. They'll say, God damn, that was a story worth reading. You are not chasing the dream anymore. You are the dream, flesh and fire, unshakable. You think pressure is your enemy? It's your proving ground. You think failure means stop? It's the price of tuition at the school of greatness. And pain is the door fee. Yeah, it's going to hurt. You'll wonder if it's worth it. You'll hear that voice saying, quit, don't argue with it. Answer with action, answer with fire, because you get one shot, one name, one legacy. And when the dust settles, no one will ask if it was easy. They'll ask, did you leave it all on the floor? Every drop, every breath, every ounce of fight. If you did, they'll remember, not just the wins, but the refusal to surrender. That's greatness, not perfection. Just the courage to rise, one more time than you fall. There's a moment when pain stops hurting and starts meaning something. When sacrifice stops feeling heavy and starts feeling worth it. That's the crossover, from wishing to becoming. One day they'll ask, how did you keep going when most would have quit? And you'll look them dead in the eye and say, I stopped waiting for easy. I stopped needing permission. I went all in. Because real ones don't wait for the perfect plan. They move, they fall, they bleed, they learn, fast. Every scar tells a story. And yours? They'll speak of a warrior who stood when others sat, who stayed hungry when others coasted, who finished the race with nothing left in the tank. So here's what you do now. You move, you build, you walk through the fire like it's home. Let them doubt, let them laugh, let them point, because while they talk, you work. While they hesitate, you execute. And in the end, they'll look up and realize they weren't watching a man, they were watching a storm. You are the storm, you are the shift, you are the proof that discipline outlasts talent and obsession outlasts odds. So turn the page, write the next chapter, make the ending one they can't forget, because when that final line is written and your book closes, make damn sure they can't stop talking about it. And if today's the last page, let it be written in fire. No blank space, no unfinished sentences, no what-ifs left dangling in the dark. Let them say, he didn't play it safe. He went all in. He bet on himself when no one else would. He stared fear in the face and walked straight through it like it was smoke, because that's what it takes. You want to be remembered? Do something worth remembering. Not once, every damn day. Here's the truth. Nobody's coming. Not to save you, not to push you, not to hand you your dream wrapped in a bow. You either build it with bloody hands, or you die watching someone else do it. You're not chasing greatness anymore. You're dragging it out of the dirt with your bare hands. You're not asking, can I? You're telling the world, watch me. And when they doubt you, smile, because doubt is fuel. Let them sleep, let them scroll, let them laugh. One day they'll flip the pages of your story and realize they were watching a legend take shape, but they didn't recognize the ink. So now, go. No breaks, no backup plan, no exit route. This is your time, your shot, your book. Write it like it's the last thing you'll ever do. Write it so when they say your name, they say it with respect, with awe, like a battle cry. Because you didn't just live, you left a legacy. Legacy isn't built in comfort, it's built in chaos, in the sweat-soaked silence, in heartbreak, in the nights the world forgot your name, but you didn't, because you never needed their belief. You just needed their eyes to watch you get back up, again, and again, and again, until getting up became your identity. They'll never understand the cost, what you gave up, what you endured, what you buried just to keep moving. And that's fine. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think it was luck. Let them think it was easy. They'll never know the mornings you woke up shattered, but still laced your shoes. The days you couldn't breathe, but still took the next step. Because greatness doesn't yell, it whispers, and only the obsessed can hear it. So here's the truth. You don't get a second book, no rewind, no chapter 1 do-over. This is it, this moment, this breath, this choice. Walk into the storm, or wonder for the rest of your life what might have been. And when it's all said and done, they won't remember the trophies. They won't care about the cash. They'll remember the fight, the one who didn't break, the one who rose when it was hardest, the one who turned pain into purpose and wrote a story that made others believe in more. So finish it. Bleed on the page if you have to, but finish it. Because that final line, it's not just yours anymore. It belongs to every soul who needed to know it was possible. And when they read that last line, make sure it hits like thunder. Make sure it echoes, not just in their ears, but in their spirit. Let it say, I was here, I meant something, I became something. Let it say, I didn't wait, I didn't wish. It'll still be there, in the minds of those just beginning, in the hearts of those who watched you rise when it was easier to fall. In the silence you once filled with action, because legends aren't born, they're built, brick by brick, sacrifice by sacrifice, day after relentless day. And you built one. So take that final step, turn that final page, and let the last sentence read, I gave it everything. No regrets, no excuses, no unfinished business, just fire, just truth, just legacy. I gave it everything, not because it was easy, not because I always believed, but because I refused to leave this world asking what if, because what if is a curse. It haunts the weak, it trails the quitters, but it has no place in the heart of someone who finished the mission. I didn't chase comfort, I chased truth, legacy, something no one could hand me, because I had to build it with my own 2 hands. So when they ask, was it worth it? Tell them this: every scar, a signature, every tear, a contract, every sacrifice, a brick in my monument. And now, I stand at the edge of the story, not broken, not bent, forged. I am the fire they warned you about, the storm they never saw coming, the echo they'll never silence. And when they open that book again, to feel that spark, to remember what's possible, they'll see your name, not just a name, a standard, a reminder that greatness walks among us, in flesh, in sweat, and relentless will. So close the book, let the last line breathe, and let the world whisper it forever. They didn't just live, they left a legacy that made others rise. Because when the dust has long settled, when the crowd is gone, when your name isn't trending, the work still speaks. When time forgets the noise, the truth remains. You didn't come here to visit this world. You came to mark it. Your fingerprints are on every early morning, every silent sacrifice, every fight no one saw, but everyone felt. Maybe they won't build statues, maybe they won't name streets, but someone out there, someone who was one breath from giving up, will remember you. They'll remember how you moved through fire, how you smiled through broken bones, how you stood tall in the storm and dared it to hit harder. And that is the kind of immortality no trophy can touch. You became a reason someone else believed again. You became proof that because the truth is, your story doesn't end when the book closes. It lives on in the ones who read it. The kid who stood back up after hearing your words. The fighter who laced up one more time. The dreamer who finally believed they had permission to begin. That's legacy. Not fame, not noise, but change. Measured in lives touched. Measured in sparks you lit just by living your truth. Measured in how deeply you made the world feel something real. So let the critics talk. Let the doubters doubt. They always do. But you did it. You showed what grit can do. What one soul can become when they decide they're not leaving quietly. Every failure, fuel. Every loss, a lesson. And every day, win or lose, you showed up. Until showing up became who you are. Until resilience became your signature. Until your name meant more than a name. It meant possibility. So when the lights go dark, no music, no voiceover, no crowd. You'll still be there. In every gym, every journal, Every quiet moment where someone asks, "Do I quit or do I keep going?" And your answer will echo from the page. Keep going. Always. Until the end becomes the beginning. For someone else. Because your story was never just about you. It was about everyone who would come next. And that's the truth about stories like yours. They don't end. They send shockwaves, ripples through the lives of people you'll never meet, who rise because you refused to fall. You broke the cycle. You killed the excuses. You silenced the fear. And you built a life that meant something. So when they ask, "Who was that?" let them say, "That was the one who kept going, the one who stood long after strength gave out." Not because they were born different, but because they chose different. And now the torch is lit. Your fire becomes someone else's first spark. Your footsteps, a map through their storm. Because pain fades, doubt dies, but what you build with your life, that stays, etched in time, etched in hearts, etched in every soul who saw you and thought, if they could, maybe I can too. So close the book, but don't end the story. Because the next chapter, that's not yours to write. It belongs to the ones you woke up, the ones now rising, because you showed them how. You want the truth? It's not pretty. Growth hurts. Progress is uncomfortable. Success is messy. But that's the price of doing something real, and you pay it up front, in full, with no guarantees. You say you want more. You want to level up, be strong, win. But do you still want it when it's cold? When you're tired? When no one's clapping? That's when it counts. When it sucks. When it drags. When it feels like you're going backwards. That's where the gold is. That's where you're forged. You think it's supposed to feel good all the time? Number, this isn't a highlight reel. This is real life. And in real life, struggle is the classroom. Pain is the test. The suck, that's the training ground. Embrace it. You're not broken because it's hard. You're becoming. That fire you're in, it's burning off the lies, the laziness, the excuses. It forces you to face yourself and ask, am I serious or am I faking it? Don't run from the suck. Walk into it. Own it. Bleed in it. If you have to, that's what separates winners from the rest. They don't wait for motivation. They show up. They do the work. They learn to suffer, and they learn to love the pain of discipline more than the pain of regret. Because regret, that's a different kind of suck. That's the one that keeps you up at night. The one that whispers, you could have been more. So choose today's pain instead. The pain of pushing, of trying, of fighting your old self for one more inch. You want to know what separates greatness from average? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's how much pain you're willing to eat before breakfast. How long you'll keep going after it stops being fun. Who's still standing when everyone else taps out? So yeah, it's gonna suck. Good. That's the point. Let it suck. Let it tear the softness out of you. Let it kill your addiction to comfort. Let it sharpen you. When the voice in your head says, this is too much, talk back. This is exactly what I signed up for. Because every rep, every minute, every round in the dark is what earns you your light. You don't rise because it's easy. You rise because you refuse to stay down. People act like life owes them something. It doesn't, but it will give you everything. If you show up, sweat, fight, and embrace the suck. Stop looking for the smooth road. That one's packed with tourists. Take the climb, the steep one, the lonely one. That's where the builders go. That's where champions are made. Not in comfort, but in chaos, in mess, in the days where nothing feels right, and you show up anyway. You want the reward? Earn it. You want the spotlight? Stand in the shadows first. You want the win? Be ready to crawl for it. Because the truth is, it's supposed to suck. The gym hurts, the business fails, the dreams scare you, the climb gets steep, the people disappear, the plan breaks, the pressure builds, the fear gets loud. All of it, it's part of it. But if you can hold on, if you can walk through the storm, you become unstoppable. Because pain won't scare you anymore. Struggle won't break you. You've got scars, calluses, wisdom. You know the fire. because you've lived in it and came out better. Let it suck. Let it humble you. Let it teach you. One day you'll look back and know, this was it. The becoming, the building, the breaking, the rise. This is where it started. You don't have to like it, but you better respect it, because the suck isn't beside the path. The suck is the path. So, lace up, show up, lock in. Next time it gets hard, don't complain, don't run, don't fold, smile. It means you're in the right place. Embrace the suck. You don't grow in ease, you grow in resistance. Like muscle, you have to tear to build. Same with your mind, your will, your spirit. You don't get disciplined by reading about discipline. You get it by doing what you said you'd do, long after the mood you set it in is gone. That's when it counts. That's the suck, and that's where you win. Everyone wants the reward without the risk, the change without the chaos, the results without the repetition. But repetition is the gatekeeper. It's not flashy, it's not fun. It's the same move over and over until it's automatic, until it becomes who you are. And yeah, it gets boring, feels like you're spinning your wheels. That's where most people quit. That's where the crowd disappears. And that's where champions are made, when it's just them and the grind. No noise, no praise, no shortcuts. You want to be different? Keep going when it sucks. Keep going when it's silent. Keep going when no one believes in you but you. Because the vision is yours to carry, yours to protect, especially when it's just a seed in the dirt and nobody else sees it. You've got to believe it before it exists. You've got to show up like it's already yours. Every day you move, the universe moves. It may not look like much, but every rep, every brick, every early morning and late night, it all adds up. And when the breakthrough comes, it won't be a miracle. It'll be math, the payoff for not quitting. But that only happens if you get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to lean in. You have to embrace the suck, because nothing meaningful happens in the comfort zone. No masterpieces, no empires, no legacy. All of that lives outside easy, and it demands you face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Let's be real. Most of the time, it's not the world holding you back. It's you, your fear, your excuses, your doubts dressed up as logic. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. You don't need confidence. You need courage. Confidence comes later, after the swing, the fall, the rise, after you've earned it. Nobody starts as the best. They start scared. They start shaky, but they start, and that's what separates them. So when it hurts, don't numb it. Don't avoid it. Look it dead in the face and say, I'm still here. Because most people flinch. Most people fold. Most people hide behind comfort and call it wisdom. But not you, because you've made your choice. You want this when it's brutal, when it burns, when it breaks you. You want to earn every inch, every dollar, every win. And you know exactly what it takes. You know the suck is part of the process. So why act surprised? Expect it, train for it, own it. That pain you're feeling, that pressure, that's proof you're in the game. It means you're not playing small anymore. It means you're growing. Let others settle. Let them criticize. Let them take the easy route. You're not here for that. You're here to build, to become, to break limits. So when the pressure hits, don't break, rise. When the suck shows up, don't run, lean in. That's your edge. That's your superpower. Not talent, not luck. Grit, hunger, resilience. The ability to keep showing up when it's hardest. Because that's what counts. Not the wins, the work, not the celebration, the struggle, not the destination. The decision to walk through fire, to evolve, to embrace the suck, because you know what's waiting on the other side, the life you said you wanted. Every great story has a dark chapter. Every victory hides a war. You don't rise without first being knocked flat. That's the unwritten rule of greatness. Before you become someone new, you have to break the version of yourself that couldn't handle it. And that breaking, that's the suck. Some days you'll wake up and feel like nothing's changing. You'll put in the work and see no reward. You'll question whether any of it is worth it. That's the test. That's the valley. That's where most people disappear. But that's where you stay. You keep going. You crawl if you have to, because you didn't sign up for the outcome. You signed up for the transformation. You said yes to the becoming, not just the trophy. So, what does it really mean to embrace the suck? It means showing up with no motivation and grinding through the set. It means cold mornings, stiff muscles, no applause, and doing it anyway. It means eating rejection, failure, silence, and not letting it rewrite your story. It means sitting with frustration, doubt, and loneliness, and still refusing to quit. It means working a job you hate while building a future you love, with no one watching. It means choosing growth over comfort again and again, while comfort whispers your name. That's the real work, the quiet battle, the suck. While most people wait for the perfect moment, you train in the storm. Why? Because you're not here to be average. You're not here to blend in. You're here to break the mold, to burn the bridge to who you were and never look back. Yes, it comes with pain, pressure, pushback. It comes with isolation, empty inboxes, doubt. But it also brings pride, power, peace of mind, because you earned it. Most people want the destination, the glow, the shine, the outcome. But warriors, the real ones, they fall in love with the process. They find meaning in the sweat. They find beauty in the burn. They don't just endure the suck, they honor it. They let it shape them, break them, strip away weakness until all that's left is purpose. Legacy isn't built in the spotlight, it's built in silence, in failure, in consistency, in the moments you almost quit but didn't, and that voice in your head, the one whispering, you're tired, you're done, just skip it. You kill it with action. Get up anyway, train anyway, write anyway, sell anyway, speak anyway. That's what the next level version of you would do. And if you want that life, you have to become that version. The world won't hand you a crown. You earn it, you bleed for it. You go through what most people run from, not because you're special, because you're different. That's what embracing the suck really is. Doing what others won't, so you can live how others can't. So stop waiting. There's no shortcut, no magic feeling, no one coming to push you. Push yourself, because in the end, the only thing between where you are and where you want to be is how much suck you're willing to swallow. And here's the truth. The more you can take, the more you can create. So next time you want to quit, remember, the pain is temporary. The pride is forever. The suffering is a season. The strength it builds lasts a lifetime. And you were built for this. You've always had it in you. You don't need a new plan. You don't need another book, another guru, another hack. What you need is follow through. You need to make a damn decision and keep it. Most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they don't do what they know. They stop when it gets boring, when it gets hard, when it gets lonely. But that's the test. That's the part that builds you. You think building a rare life is supposed to be fun all the time? You're building what most people will never have, and that doesn't come cheap. It comes with tears, with pain, with slammed doors, with sacrifices no one claps for. It comes with early mornings, late nights, and no backup plan. Because when you're truly committed, there is no plan B. Embrace that. Embrace the hunger. Embrace the rejection. Embrace the suck. You know why? Because every moment you endure what others avoid, you gain ground they'll never touch. Every hard rep is a brick in your foundation. Every time you say, I'm not stopping, you shift who you are. You stop wanting success and start creating it. Let them scroll, let them sleep, let them laugh. While they waste time, you're stacking days, stacking discipline, stacking belief. And belief is everything, because if you don't believe, you won't act. If you don't act, nothing changes. And if nothing changes, you stay stuck, blaming life, blaming luck, blaming everyone but the real culprit, you, your habits, your excuses, your comfort, your fear. But here's the truth. You built that version of yourself, and you can build a new one. It's going to take reps, mental reps, emotional reps, spiritual reps, but every day is a new round, a new chance to choose power over pity, action over apathy, direction over distraction. And it starts with the smallest choices: the alarm clock, the workout, the calendar, the budget, the conversation, the apology, the decision. Most people chase big wins but avoid small effort. That's why they lose. Every win you want is hiding behind daily, boring acts of discipline. The suck isn't always dramatic, it's dull. That's what makes it effective, because only the committed make it through the dull days. And you're committed, you're dangerous, because you don't need hype. You've built consistency that doesn't rely on motivation. That's what makes you unstoppable. You're not the same. The version of you that needed permission, gone. The one who played small, gone. The one who kept waiting for the right time, dead and buried. This version shows up, owns the day, does the damn work, especially when it's hard, especially when it sucks. You want to know the truth? Most people quit right before the breakthrough. Right when it's about to click, about to shift, about to explode, they fold. Why? Because they never learned to embrace the suck. But you have. You don't need a sign. This is the sign. You don't need more motivation. You need more reps, more belief, more commitment to the truth that today's pain is forging tomorrow's power. So don't stop. Don't coast. Don't break. Push harder. Push like your future depends on it. Because it does. No one's coming to save you. No one's handing it to you. You have to go take it. And you will. Because you already made the choice. You'd rather suffer for the life you want than settle for the one you don't. So breathe, lock in, and keep walking straight into the storm. You ever notice how the most dangerous people are the quiet ones? Not because they talk loud, not because they brag, but because they've been through hell and kept going. Because they suffered in silence and turned pain into presence. You feel it in them. That calm, that power, that unshakable belief. That's who you're becoming. Every time you show up when it's hard, when it's dark, when no one's watching, you're building something real. Not a version of you hyped up on motivation. A version that's solid, grounded, ruthless with purpose, silent with discipline, deadly with vision. And it starts with pain. That's the price. You pay in discomfort, in failure, in every no, every delay, every doubt. But you keep paying because you know what's on the other side of pain. Power. Not the loud kind, the deep kind, the kind that makes people pause when you walk into a room, the kind that doesn't come from talent, it comes from scars, from walking through the suck so many times. It stopped scaring you. You don't avoid it. You respect it. You welcome it, because it sharpens you. Most people get hit once and stay down. You get punched and smile. You wipe the blood from your mouth and whisper, "Is that all you got?" Because you're done avoiding life. You're here to dominate it. Let's be clear. This isn't about motivation. This isn't yelling into the void. This is about building a new standard. The old standard said, "I'll do it when I feel like it." The new standard says, "I'll do it until it's done." The old one needed approval. The new one doesn't ask for permission. The old one made excuses. The new one makes results. You're done shrinking. Done playing small. Done living in reaction. From here on out, you respond. With action, with purpose, with precision. And it won't get easier. If anything, the higher you climb, the tougher it gets. The pressure increases, the stakes rise. But that's the point. The suck doesn't stop. You just stop resisting it. You stop expecting ease. You start seeing pain as just another rep. Another opportunity to prove I don't fold. You prove it in how you wake up, how you move, how you train in silence when no one's watching and the voice creeps in. That voice that says, "You've done enough. You can rest today. No one's going to know if you quit." Kill that voice with action, because that voice, that's the enemy. That's your old self trying to survive. But the new you isn't here to survive. You're here to lead, to build, to command. So when you hear doubt whispering, speak back. Say, "I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this for me." Because you know what you're chasing, you know what it costs, and you know what it takes. The truth, the life you want, lives on the other side of everything you don't want to do. It's locked behind discomfort, behind early mornings, behind rejection, behind 10,000 hours of boring work. But if you can lean into that, if you can embrace the suck like it's your training partner, not your enemy, you win. You win in business, in love, in health, in mind, because you're not reacting anymore. You're creating. You're not hoping for a good day. You're building one. You're not chasing happiness. You carry it, regardless of the storm, because you've been through enough to know you're not fragile. You are forged. After all you've been through, after all you've seen, felt, lost, and endured, the sun will still rise tomorrow. Life goes on. It doesn't pause, it doesn't ask permission, it just keeps moving. So the real question is, are you moving with it? Let's talk about pain, because pain isn't something you can just avoid. You can't dodge pain, you can't duck pain, pain finds you. But here's the thing, there are two kinds of pain. There's the pain that crushes you, and the pain that builds you. The choice of which one it becomes, that's entirely yours. Pain is inevitable, but progress, that's optional. Life doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you don't feel like getting up today. Life will go on anyway. And a year from now, you're going to look back and see what your choices created. Will it be pride? Will you look back and say, damn, I fought through it? Or will you face regret, knowing you had the chance, you had the strength, but you chose to sit it out? Listen to me. Every decision you make is shaping your life. Every single decision. Not just the big ones, but those tiny choices nobody else sees. Hitting snooze, skipping workouts, staying quiet when you know you should speak. These tiny moments become your life. You don't get stronger, tougher, or better by accident. You choose that path. Life goes on either way. So make those small choices count. It's easy to dream. Everyone dreams. Dreams are cheap. Action is expensive. Dreams don't mean anything without action. Do you want to be someone who only dreams, or do you want to be someone who achieves? Because the truth is, life is constantly moving forward. It won't wait around for you to get your act together. It won't pause while you figure things out. You gotta move now. The clock doesn't stop ticking just because you're tired or because things got tough. Guess what? Life was never meant to be easy. You weren't born for easy. You weren't built for comfortable. You were built for challenges. You were built for storms. You were built to stand up every single time life knocks you down, because after all, life goes on, and if you're still breathing, you still got fight left in you. Think about this. Every single day, there's someone out there who's pushing harder, going further, sacrificing more. They're chasing something. They're out there grinding when you're complaining. They're sweating when you're sleeping. Who is that someone? Why can't it be you? You know why you feel stuck? You know why you feel like life isn't moving fast enough? Listen. Nobody wakes up every day feeling motivated. Nobody wakes up every day feeling powerful. There will be days when getting out of bed feels like the hardest thing you've ever done. But here's the secret. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that define you. It's easy to work when you feel great, but greatness isn't made in comfort. Greatness is forged in struggle. There are a million excuses you can use right now. You're tired, you're sore, you're hurt, you're heartbroken, you feel weak. But guess what? Those excuses will keep you exactly where you are right now. Those excuses will keep your dreams distant, your life ordinary, and your potential untapped. So kill the excuses. Own your reality. Get up and do what needs to be done, because life, after all, keeps moving. It doesn't pause for your excuses. Here's something to think about. The world doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your fears. It doesn't owe you anything. Life is tough. That's the deal. But guess what? You're tougher. You've survived every bad day you've ever had. You have a 100% success rate of getting through the hardest moments of your life so far. If you're still here, then you're winning. If you're still breathing, then there's still hope. Life goes on, so why shouldn't you? Stop letting yesterday define your today. The past is over. Done. Finished. You can't change yesterday, but you can dominate today. Life doesn't care about your past. Life doesn't care about your mistakes. Life cares about what you do right now. Because right now, this moment, this breath, this is your chance. Life goes on, and every new second is another opportunity to rewrite your story. What's holding you back? What's fear? Doubt? Let me tell you something, fear is a liar. Doubt is a thief. They rob you of your potential. They steal your dreams, and here's the worst part, you let them. You let fear control you. You let doubt paralyze you. Stop it. Stop giving fear the keys to your life. Take control, stand up, move forward. Life goes on, and so can you. Let's talk about failure, because failure terrifies most people. They quit before they start because they're scared to fail. But here's a secret. Failure is your friend. Failure is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. Every failure brings a lesson, and every lesson brings growth. The only true failure in life is giving up completely. If you're still trying, you haven't failed. You're learning, you're growing, you're winning. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have days when nothing works out. You're going to feel like quitting. But life will move forward anyway. So you better move forward too. People always look for shortcuts, but greatness has no shortcuts. Success has no shortcuts. It has hard work, discipline, sweat, and sacrifice. If you're not willing to pay that price, you'll never get there. Life is going to move on, and the people who are willing to pay that price, they'll be the ones who win. Think about this for a second. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. Are you stronger, faster, better? Are you closer to your dreams? Or are you exactly where you are right now? That future version of you depends entirely on the choices you make today. Don't disappoint yourself. Don't let your future self down. Life goes on, so move now, act now, fight now. You've been waiting your whole life for the right time, the right moment, the right sign. Well, this is it. Right here, right now. This is your sign. This moment right here, this is your wake-up call. You can't afford to wait anymore. You can't afford to waste any more time. Because life, after all, doesn't wait for anyone. It goes on, and you need to go with it. After all is said and done, remember this. Life won't slow down for you. Life won't wait for you. But life will reward you. It rewards effort. It rewards discipline. It rewards persistence. If you keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets, life will give you exactly what you earned. No more, no less. So get up. Start moving. Because life, after all, goes on. And you're built to move forward. You're built to keep going. You're built to win. Life will throw punches, hard, ruthless punches. It's going to knock the breath out of you sometimes. It's going to hurt. It's going to feel unfair. And some days, it'll make you question everything. But remember, the measure of who you are isn't found in those moments when life hits hardest. It's found in how you react afterward. Are you someone who stays down, or someone who rises again and again, no matter how tough it gets? Because after all, life goes on, and every challenge you face is temporary. Every storm eventually passes. Every dark night eventually ends with a sunrise. Your toughest battles, your deepest wounds, your greatest struggles, they all lead you somewhere, and that somewhere is greatness. It's strength, it's resilience. But you'll never get there if you quit. You'll never get there if you surrender. Your life isn't defined by your worst days. It's defined by your ability to rise from them. It's defined by your willingness to take another step, to try one more time, even when it seems impossible. Let me tell you something. No one ever achieved anything remarkable by giving up. No one ever changed the world. If you're listening to this right now, there's still breath in your lungs. You still have a chance. You're not done yet. Don't let pain hold you back. Don't let fear hold you hostage. You've been given another day, another opportunity, another chance. Life goes on, so you've got to decide if you'll stand up and walk with it, or stay stuck in your own regrets. The reality is simple. The future won't wait until you're ready. It won't wait until you're comfortable. You're either preparing for your future, or you're letting it pass you by. You are either building your dream, or watching someone else build theirs. The choice is yours. Every day, every hour, every minute, you have a choice. You can choose growth or comfort. You can't have both. Growth demands discomfort. Success demands sacrifice. I want you to understand something important. You are not alone. You are not the first person to feel broken. You're not the first person to struggle. Every successful person you've ever admired, every legend you've ever heard of, has faced exactly what you're facing right now. Doubt, fear, rejection, failure. The difference is, they refused to let it stop them. They knew life goes on, and they made a conscious decision to keep moving forward. People will doubt you, good. People will question you, good. People will underestimate you, good. Because none of those people can stop you. The only person who can truly stop you is the one staring back at you in the mirror. You are your only competition. You are your greatest ally, and you can also be your greatest enemy. Don't sabotage your dreams. Don't stand in your own way. If you think your problems define you, they will. If you think your past defines you, it will. But if you think you are capable, strong, unstoppable, then you become exactly that. Your life follows the story you tell yourself. What story are you telling yourself today? Tell yourself the truth. You're powerful. You're capable. You're built for adversity. You were born to overcome. Understand this clearly. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody can fight your battles for you. Nobody can chase your dreams for you. Nobody can lift those weights, run those miles, or push through the pain for you. It's you. It's always been you, and it always will be you. Own that responsibility. Embrace that power. Because life, after all, is yours to shape. Stop worrying about the people who don't believe in you. They don't need to believe in you. You need to believe in you. If you don't back yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't invest in your dreams, why should anyone else? Confidence isn't given, it's earned. One tough choice at a time, one painful step at a time, one courageous act at a time. You have to understand something critical. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Stop waiting for it. The perfect moment is right now, when you don't feel ready, when you're scared, when you're uncertain, because that's where real growth happens, in uncertainty, in discomfort, in fear. After all, life goes on, and it doesn't pause for perfection. Think about your future. Imagine the person you want to become. Picture clearly in your mind the life you want to lead. Now ask yourself, are your daily habits aligned with that vision? If not, why not? What are you waiting for? Every action you take today either brings you closer to that vision or pushes you further away. Choose wisely. Life won't become easier tomorrow if you run from your problems today. Running away doesn't solve anything. It prolongs your struggle. Face your challenges head on. The sooner you tackle your problems, the sooner you'll find solutions. Remember, strength isn't avoiding difficulty. Strength is handling it, facing it, overcoming it, and learning from it. You have to realize that greatness is earned. Happiness is earned. Success is earned. They don't come for free. They don't show up because you want them to. They show up because you fought for them, struggled for them, worked for them. If you're not willing to pay the price, don't complain about the results. Life goes on, and so should you, relentlessly moving toward your goals, no matter how hard it gets. Right now, at this very moment, you're writing the story of your life. You're the author. You have complete control over the narrative. Will it be a story of courage or fear? Will it be a story of triumph or tragedy? Will it be a story that inspires or one that disappoints? That's entirely up to you. There's a fire inside of you. Don't you dare let that fire die out. Don't you dare let the opinions of others extinguish it. Protect that fire. Feed that fire. Let that fire burn so bright it lights the path for others. Because that's what greatness is, lighting the way for the ones who follow. Never forget that each setback, each moment of adversity, each failure is actually a stepping stone towards something greater. Your pain today is building your strength for tomorrow. Your struggle today is crafting your story of victory. Your hardships today are teaching you valuable lessons that you'll use to dominate tomorrow. Life doesn't always go the way you planned. That's a guarantee. But your response to what happens next is what makes the difference. Life goes on. After all, life goes on. You might as well get out there and dominate it. Be fearless in pursuit of your dreams. Be relentless in your determination. Never stop moving forward, because life won't pause for your doubts, fears, or insecurities, and neither should you. After all, life goes on, and so must you. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep rising. Because the future belongs to those who refuse to quit. Life continues, and you must continue too. Stronger, better, wiser, and ready to conquer every challenge that comes your way. Life moves forward, with or without your permission. Every day that passes is another page in the book you're writing, the story of your life. What's that story going to say about you? Will it speak about someone who gave up at the first sign of trouble? Or will it tell the tale of someone who endured, who persevered, who found a way when there seemed to be none? When life hits, you must hit back harder, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You've got to stand your ground, lock eyes with adversity, and refuse to blink. Your mindset has to be unbreakable. Your spirit has to be unstoppable. Because life is relentless. It's going to test you again and again. And every test you pass, every struggle you overcome, makes you stronger, tougher, more resilient. Here's something important to remember. You don't have forever. You don't have endless days to get it right. You have this moment, this time, right now. Use it, seize it, make it count. Don't wait until it's too late, because life moves quickly, and regret is one pain you don't want to carry. When people doubt you, thank them. When they criticize you, appreciate them. Because every doubt, every criticism, every negative word becomes fuel if you let it. It becomes motivation, pushing you to prove them wrong. And the only way to silence doubters is with results. Not excuses, results. Stop letting temporary setbacks become permanent roadblocks. One bad chapter doesn't ruin your whole book. One bad day doesn't ruin your whole life. You are bigger than your mistakes. You are stronger than your weakest moments. Forgive yourself for yesterday, learn from it, and get moving. Because life doesn't pause to wait for you to recover. It expects you to heal as you go. Every decision you make creates momentum in your life, positive or negative. Are you building momentum toward your dreams, or are you letting your fears and doubts drag you backward? The momentum of today creates the reality of tomorrow. Choose wisely. Stop comparing your journey to others. You're not them. Your path is unique. Your struggles are unique. Your victories will be unique. Stop worrying about someone else's progress and start making your own. After all, life doesn't stop to measure you against others. It only measures you against your own potential. Understand something vital. Life owes you nothing. Not success, not happiness, not comfort. Everything worth having is earned through discipline, persistence, and relentless effort. If you want a better life, go earn it. Don't wish for it. Don't hope for it. Earn it. You want a guarantee. Here it is. If you quit now, if you stop now, nothing will ever change. That's guaranteed. But if you keep going, if you keep fighting, even when it's dark and painful and lonely, you create possibilities. Possibilities that lead to growth, success, happiness. Nothing worthwhile is guaranteed, but nothing worthwhile is achieved without risk. Every obstacle you encounter is an opportunity in disguise. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to prove yourself. Don't run from obstacles. Embrace them, face them, crush them. Because every obstacle conquered strengthens you. Every challenge overcome moves you closer to the life you want. Don't underestimate your own strength. Don't doubt your ability to endure. You're stronger than you know. You're tougher than you think. You've made it this far. You've survived every bad day, every heartbreak, every setback. That's no accident, that's strength. Don't wait until you feel motivated to move forward. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. Discipline is what moves you forward when motivation fades. Discipline keeps you going when everyone else quits. Build discipline into your daily routine, into your habits, into your mindset. Because life rewards consistency over intensity, endurance over sprinting. Remember this, life doesn't stop because you're hurting. Life doesn't stop because you're afraid. Life doesn't stop because things aren't going your way. Life moves forward, with or without you. So move with it, lean into it, embrace it. If today hurts, know that tomorrow holds healing. If today you're weak, know that tomorrow holds strength. But you'll never reach tomorrow if you give up today. Every step forward, no matter how small, counts. Every effort, no matter how painful, matters. Never dismiss small victories. They're the building blocks of greatness. It's never too late to change direction. It's never too late to rewrite your story. You are one decision away from a completely different life. Make that decision. Take that step. Bet on yourself, because no one else can do it for you. The hardest battles you fight will always be against yourself, your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. But those battles are also your greatest victories. Win those battles and you become unstoppable. Win those battles and nothing outside of you can break you. When everything seems lost, remember that life goes on. When you feel like quitting, remember that life goes on. When you doubt your strength, remember that life goes on. And as life goes on, so can you. Stronger, wiser, braver, better. There is nothing holding you back but yourself. There is nothing stopping you but your own doubts. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. Your life becomes whatever you believe it can be. At the end of the day, this journey belongs to you. Your dreams, your vision, your future, these are yours alone. Own them, protect them, fight for them. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can chase your dreams for you. Be grateful for every struggle because it shapes you. Be grateful for every challenge because it strengthens you. Be grateful for every moment because it teaches you. Life will keep moving, keep changing, keep challenging. So be ready, be prepared, be fearless. Understand clearly, life doesn't give second chances. Life gives new opportunities. Don't waste them, don't take them for granted. You only get one shot, make it count. Wake up every day determined to make the most of it. Wake up every day committed to being better than you were yesterday. Life goes on, and each new day is another chance to write your legacy. Don't squander it. After all is said and done, the most important thing is that you never quit. Quitting lasts forever. Pain, struggle, doubt, those are temporary. They pass. But quitting sticks around. It follows you. Don't let it. Keep fighting, keep growing, keep moving forward. Because after all, life goes on, and so must you, stronger, better, wiser, and relentless. Stand up, step forward, live with courage, because after all, life goes on, and it's waiting for you to live it fully.
You say you want to win, you want to build something that matters, change your life, make your family proud, break the cycle. But wanting isn't enough, talking isn't enough, thinking about it, not even close. You have to go all in, fully, no halfway, no maybe, no plan B. This is the moment you decide who you're going to be, not in theory, not in dreams, but in action. Going all in means no more, I'll start Monday. No more waiting for the right time or perfect conditions. There is no perfect moment. Just now. And now is daring you to leap. Not because you're ready, but because you're hungry. Because something in you is done with average, done with safe, done with excuses. You've played small long enough. Now it's time to go big. You want change? Prove it. Get uncomfortable. Wake up earlier than ever. Stay up later. Show up when every part of you wants to quit. Push past that voice whispering, "You're not built for this," or "It's too late." That voice is lying. That voice is weak, and you're not. You were made for more. You know it, so stop pretending you don't. Most people want transformation without sacrifice. They want the results without the work. But that's not how this works. Going all in is painful. It costs sleep, comfort, popularity. It hurts. But that pain is the price of real growth. If it were easy, everyone would have it. But they don't. Because most people aren't willing to bleed for what they say they want. The world doesn't reward half effort. You don't get credit for trying. You get what you give. So give more. You've got energy, use it. Talent, use it. Fight, use it. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. What matters is what you're doing now. Will you show up again? Will you chase it again? Will you rise after being knocked down for the 100th time? There's always a reason to quit. Always a voice saying, too hard, too late, too risky. And that voice gets loud when you're close to something real. But you're not here to quit. You're not here to be average. You're here to go all in. And most people won't get it. They'll say you're too intense, too ambitious. That's fine. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to rise, and rising requires a level of sacrifice they'll never understand. So go all in on your work, on your body, on your vision, on your discipline. Don't just do what's fun, do what's necessary. Do what no one sees, do what no one claps for. That's where you grow. That's where you become undeniable. Every time you take action when you don't want to, you get stronger. Every time you say no to what doesn't serve you, you get sharper. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you build something most people never will: self-respect. And that's the foundation of real confidence. Not hype, not noise, discipline. You can't afford to live lukewarm anymore. You can't keep choosing comfort over calling. You've got people counting on you. They may not say it, but they are. And you feel it. You've always known you were the one, the difference maker, the one who ends the cycle, builds the empire, leads the way, but only if you go all in. So what's it gonna be? Same story? Same excuses? Or are you ready to draw the line and say, I'm done playing small. I'm done letting fear run the show. I'm done quitting on myself. I'm all in. Every damn day. No turning back. No matter what. I'm all in. You want to win? You want to dominate? Then stop acting like you've got forever. Time isn't waiting. Life doesn't pause so you can figure it out. You either move or get moved. You take control or you get controlled. You go all in or life will push you out. That's how this works. There's no prize for hesitation, no reward for being kind of interested. You have to want it more than comfort, more than validation, more than the dopamine hit you get from scrolling your phone while someone else lives the life you're too scared to chase. Going all in means showing up tired, training sore, working when it's boring, grinding when there's no applause, no spotlight, no recognition. You lead when no one's watching. You build when no one believes in you. You stay in motion when everything in you is screaming to stop. Most people can't handle that. They're addicted to excuses. They talk about potential, but won't pay the price to reach it. They want the glory without the grind. That's why they stay stuck. That's why they never taste what's possible. But not you. Not anymore. Something in you snapped. You got tired of wasting time. Tired of being your own roadblock. Tired of playing small when you know you were built for more. This is your moment. And moments like this don't come often. You're alive right now. Breathing. Capable. That's all the permission you need. You've been sleeping on yourself long enough. It's time to wake up and get loud. Stop waiting for the right mood. Start making the right moves. You want to look back in 5 years and not hate yourself for wasting another shot. Change now, not later, not when it's easier. Now forget the motivational clips. Forget the hype. If you need a reason to go all in, just look at your life. Look at your habits. Look at your bank account. Look at how many times you said, next week. That's your reason. You want more? Do more. You want change? Make it. Simple. Not easy, but simple. Going all in doesn't mean you won't fail. It means you don't stop. You swing harder. You use failure as fuel. You get tougher. You stop crying over what didn't work and double down on what will. You stop waiting to be rescued and learn to carry yourself. No one's coming. That's not a curse. That's your freedom. Because once you get that, you stop waiting and start building. And yeah, some people will think you've lost it. Let them. They don't see what you see. They don't know your fire. They're not chasing your dream. Their opinions, irrelevant. All that matters is how bad you want it, how far you're willing to go, how much fire you're willing to bring. Every day. No off switch. No backup plan. Just obsession. Because obsession is what builds legacy. Obsession turns pain into power. Obsession is the line between being remembered or forgotten. You want to be unforgettable? Then live like it. Work like your name is on the line, because it is. Your future self is watching. Don't let them down. You say you're tired. You say it's hard. You say you're doing your best. But are you really? Or are you just doing enough to avoid guilt? Enough to feel productive without actually progressing? Because if you're not seeing results, maybe you're not going all in. Maybe you're still protecting your ego, doing just enough to look busy, not enough to break through. Going all in means cutting the lies. No more pretending. No more blaming. No more hiding behind "I tried." It means looking yourself in the eye and asking, did I give everything today? Did I keep my word to myself? Did I push when it hurt? Or did I fold the second it got uncomfortable? Effort doesn't earn trophies. Execution does. Effort is expected. You get rewarded for showing up, getting hit, and coming back harder. For grinding when it's cold, when it's dark, when no one believes in you. For refusing to quit, not because it's easy, but because quitting isn't an option anymore. Every skipped workout says comfort matters more than progress. Every time you hit snooze, you tell your dream it can wait. But dreams don't wait. They die. Quietly. Slowly. Until they become regrets that haunt you at red lights. That's the cost of playing small. That's the pain of almost. But you're not built for almost. You're not here for halfway. You felt that fire, deep down, that pulse, that pressure, that voice that says, I'm meant for more. That's not noise. That's your future self calling. And they're sick of waiting. They're begging you to stop wasting time and start acting like your life depends on it, because it does. Every decision you make is building your next version. What you eat, what you watch, who you spend time with, what thoughts you allow. It all stacks. Going all in isn't a mood, it's a lifestyle. It's who you are when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being relentless. Doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not, whether the results are showing or not, whether anyone claps or not. It's about getting so locked in that nothing rattles you. Not hate, not fear, not failure. You face it all, and you keep going, again and again. You want real growth? Then stop hiding. Get uncomfortable. Get honest. Take risks. Do what needs to be done. Own your story, the pain, the flaws, the failure. Use it. Let it fuel you. That's your power. That's your proof you're still in the fight. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is built from the choices you're making right now. And deep down, you already know what needs to change. You know the habits killing your momentum, the distractions draining your drive, the version of you that's holding you back. Kill it. Starve it. Starve the laziness. Starve the excuses. Starve the pity. And feed the beast. Feed the hunger. Feed the obsession. Feed the fire. Fall in love with the unsexy work. The reps. The routine. The silence. That's where greatness lives. Not in applause. In discipline. You want to know why most people never make it? Because they quit when it stops being fun. They back off the moment it gets hard. When the hype fades and progress slows, they fold. But the ones who go all in, they don't care how it feels. They show up anyway, tired, broken, doubted, and they keep showing up until the job is done. You think chasing a dream is supposed to be easy? That there's some comfort guarantee? It comes with nights where you're staring at the ceiling, wondering if you've lost your mind. Mornings where your body begs you to stay in bed, but you get up anyway. It comes with silence, with loneliness, with being misunderstood. But you keep going, because the mission matters more than the mood. Going all in means betting on yourself when no one else will. Putting everything on the line and saying, so, let's see what happens when I stop holding back. Most people never get that far. They never push past the breaking point to see what they're made of. But you've come too far to stop now. You've already suffered too much to walk away empty. Look around, look at where you started. Look at what you've survived. You think that pain was random? That struggle was for nothing? Hell no. That was training. That was life sharpening you for what's next. So stop acting unprepared. Stop waiting for permission. Stop dimming your fire to make others comfortable. This is the season to go full beast mode. No more guilt for wanting more. No more apologizing for being intense. No more shrinking to fit into rooms that can't hold your ambition. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to shake the room. To move like someone who knows they belong at the top. And yeah, some people won't like it. Let them fall off. If your growth makes them uncomfortable, that's not your problem. That's confirmation. You're rising. You're building something they can't grasp because they're still clinging to average. When you go all in, you lose people. You lose comfort. You lose balance. But you gain something far more important. Yourself. You gain clarity, power, purpose. You stop looking for approval and start chasing results. You stop searching for savior and realize you've been the one all along. You just needed to wake up your own potential. So from now on, act like you're all in. No more maybe tomorrow. No more half effort. No more kind of committed. Go full force. Outwork. Outlast. Outdiscipline everyone in your lane. Don't flirt with greatness. Marry the process. Bleed for it. Sweat for it. Sacrifice for it. Because that's what it takes. And if you're not ready to give that, stop pretending you want it. Stop wasting time with talk. Life is too short for fake hustle, too short for fear. You already know who you could be if you stopped lying to yourself. So stop. Do it. Not later. Not when it feels right. Now, right now, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future. You owe it to every version of you that barely made it here. You didn't come this far to be almost. You came to finish the fight, and you finish it by going all in. Every damn day. You don't become legendary by accident. You don't stumble into greatness. You don't get unstoppable by showing up most of the time. You want it? Then you need to be the kind of person who does it every time. No skipping, no cheating, no shortcuts. Every representative, every step, every damn day. That's what going all in looks like. It's your habits matching your ambition. It's acting like the person you claim to be, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. You think champions love the grind? You think they leap out of bed at 4:30 a.m., thrilled every day? Number. They feel what you feel. They just don't negotiate with it. The work gets done, no matter how they feel. Motivation fades, energy dips, but discipline is eternal. Discipline is the voice that says, get up, when everything else says, stay down. And if you want to win, you better learn how to crank that voice to max volume. Going all in means you stop pretending you've got time, because you don't. One day there won't be another Monday. One day, next time will be gone. The clock doesn't stop. The world doesn't pause. So why are you acting like you've got forever? It's time to kill the old version of you. The one who hit snooze. The one who needed perfect conditions. That version got you this far, but it won't take you further. Bury it. Burn it. Become the savage who shows up regardless. The warrior who works, whether it's raining, snowing, or silent. The machine who doesn't need praise, comfort, or an audience. Excuses are always available, so are exits. But going all in means you remove both. You burn the safety net. You torch the backup plan. It's just you and the grind. No distractions, no exits, no escape. This isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you're done running. Want to change your life. Raise your standard. You've been cruising at 60 or 70%. That ends here. From now on, it's 100. Not just when people are watching, but when no one is. The way you eat, the way you walk, the way you talk to yourself. Every decision is a vote, and if you stay consistent, those votes add up. They become identity. They become results. They become reality. Yeah, you're going to lose people. People who preferred the older, smaller version of you. Let them go. Their comfort isn't your concern. Their limits aren't your ceiling. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to break through. To shine so damn bright they can't ignore you, even if it blinds them. Every morning the choice is yours. Stay safe or go all in. Stay the same or evolve. Settle for average or demand extraordinary. No one can choose that for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your coach. just you. So, what's it gonna be? You ready to lock in for life? You ready to wake up with fire in your chest and a target on your back? You ready to earn it? Not once, but every damn day? Then stop talking. Start proving. Go all in. They lied to you. Not out of hate, out of habit. They said life is about working hard, following rules, and hoping for the best. But here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. Not your boss, not your parents, not your past. Just your mind. Every thought is a seed. Think weakness, grow weak. Think strength, and even your scars become tools. You can't outwork a broken mindset. Grind 10 hours. You've heard it before. Change your mind, change your life. But most treat it like a poster quote. They don't live it. They don't feel it. Your mind is the command center. Your body, a soldier following orders. Your habits, thoughts disguise. Your future, thoughts you haven't had yet. Most people lose before they start, not because they're lazy or dumb, but because they decided they weren't enough. They wake up thinking defeat, and they get it. Same problems, same patterns, same story. But you're not most people. You're here because something inside you won't shut up. A small voice screaming, I'm meant for more. It's right. It's just buried under years of doubt and noise. We're going to dig it out. We're putting your mind back in charge. Every morning you have two choices. Feed fear or feed power. That's it. No middle ground. If you don't train your mind, the world will, and the world doesn't have your back. Today we flip the script. You're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because your mind is stuck on repeat. I can't. I'm tired. Maybe later. That's not you. That's fear, wearing your voice like a mask. Most people live as prisoners in cells with the doors wide open. The key's been in their hands the whole time, but they cling to doubt because it feels safer than trying. What if you actually believed in yourself? Not for a moment, not when hype. Belief isn't hype. It's not energy drinks and motivational memes. Belief is showing up when nobody's watching, making the hard choice when the easy one begs for attention. Your life will never rise above your thoughts. Think small, stay small. Think weak, break under pressure. Think strong and everything changes. You're not born a loser. You're trained into one by TV, school, and people who gave up on their dreams. Your job now is to unlearn the lies. Unlearn you're not good enough. Unlearn be realistic. Unlearn fear planted in your mind like it was truth. Because it's not true, it's trauma. You think you need more money, more time, more luck. You don't. You need control over your mind. And that's free. Available right now. Everything you are today is the result of what you've thought up to this point. Every win, every loss, every peace, every pain. If you don't like where you are, change the architect. Change your thoughts. Look around. Most people have settled. They wake up, scroll, work jobs they don't find funny, all to avoid asking the real question. Is this all there is? It's not. But you only get more if you think like someone who's already there. You don't succeed and then think like a winner. You think like a winner and then succeed. Start telling yourself a new story. You're not tired. You're building. You're not lost. You're on the way. The problem isn't the work. The problem is thinking it shouldn't feel hard. It's supposed to. That voice in your head whining, this shouldn't be happening to me. That voice is why you're still stuck. Kill that expectation. Grow faster. No cheat codes. No shortcuts. no perfect moment. Your mind loves excuses because excuses keep it safe. But you lose by standing still. Simple truth. If you don't think you can, you won't. If you think you're not enough, you won't even try. If you think the world's against you, you'll find proof. But if you believe the fight is worth it, even on the worst days, nothing can stop you. There are people with less talent, less support, and worse odds, and they're still winning. They trained their minds to believe anyway. So let me ask again, what are you telling yourself? That voice matters more than your job, your bank account, or some stranger's opinion online. That voice shapes you. Train it like a muscle. Catch it lying. Challenge it when it's weak. Replace fear with focus. Replace doubt by direction. Replace hate with hunger. Want to change your life? Start by changing one sentence you tell yourself every day. From "I'm not ready" to "I'm learning." From "I always screw up" to "This time I'm doing it differently." From "What if I fail" to "What if this works?" That's not self-blade, that's self-leadership. Think thoughts are soft. Try living with bad ones long enough. They'll rot your relationships, your opportunities, your identity. But you can flip the script. Become the person who shifts the room just by thinking bigger. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day a war between the thoughts that lift you and the ones that limit you. You don't need to win every battle. Just win more than you lose. Keep adjusting. Keep moving. Because everything, your actions, your habits, your results, traces back to one thing. A thought. Control the first domino. Control everything. Most people walk around like they've already lost. Shoulders slumped. Voice soft. Mind defeated. Not because life beat them, because their mind told them they couldn't win. They built a home in doubt, furnished it with excuses, and lived there like it's permanent. It's not. Not the pain, not the failure, not the version of you you're tired of being. Every second is a fresh shot to think differently. Every new thought is a chance to build a new future. You don't need a miracle. You don't need luck. You need to wake up and tell your mind, we don't live in fear anymore. We don't live in regret. We don't live in almost. From now on, every thought is a brick. Build a fortress or build a prison. Your choice. This isn't about toxic positivity. This isn't about pretending everything's okay. It's about control, power, discipline, mental weightlifting. You don't need to feel strong to think strong. But think strong long enough, and you will feel strong. Your brain loves patterns. It believes what you repeat. So stop repeating weakness. Your mind is listening, and it's following orders. Say it. I'm not done. I've got more in me. I'm building something here. These are just the early reps. Say it until it's not what you say. It's who you are. They don't teach this in school. They teach math, history, survival tips. But they don't hand you a manual for the war inside your head. That part's on you. That's where greatness lives. If your thoughts were a movie playing out loud, would you be proud? Would you let someone else talk to you the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. So why keep letting yourself get away with it? You don't need permission to change the narrative. You don't need a new year or a rock bottom moment. You just need a decision. A line in the sand. A refusal to think small for one more day. You already have the power. You just haven't been using it right. You've been pointing it at yourself instead of your goals, beating yourself up instead of building yourself up. That changes today. From now on, your thoughts are your soldiers. You train them. You direct them. You give them one mission. Take me where I want to go. Every time you say, I can't, you give up ground. Every time you say, this won't work, you hand your future to fear. And every time you say, I'm not good enough, you're lying. You're not unworthy. You're just untrained. No one comes into this world confident. Nobody starts off disciplined. You think that athlete, that CEO, that artist you admire was born with unshakable belief? No, they built it one thought at a time. You're not supposed to feel motivated every day. That's a myth. Motivation is a spark. It comes and goes. Mental discipline is the fire that stays lit. The secret is in what you do on the days you don't feel like it. The days your mind says not today. The days your body wants to quit. That's where champions are made. Every rep counts double on the days you want to skip them. Every step forward on tired days carries extra weight. Those are the days when your mind gets stronger. Anybody can train when it's easy. Anybody can pose wins when they're on top. But what do you do when you're at the bottom? When no one's watching? That's who you really are. If you're serious about becoming who you were meant to be, you've got to start filtering your thoughts like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every single day you have 100 chances to speak power or poison over your life. Most people pick poison, casually, automatically, unconsciously. It's in the, I'm so tired. It's in the, I'll never figure this out. It's in the, maybe this isn't for me. Cut that out. Replace it with grit. Replace it with one more try. I'm learning. I'm not stopping until this is mine. No one can think for you. No one can rewire your brain but you. So stop waiting for someone to change your life and start by changing your mind. If the mind is everything, then your life is a reflection of what you've allowed yourself to believe. Not what happened to you, not what you were born into, not what they said about you. What you believe. Belief is a choice, not a feeling. It's a decision you make, and you make it again and again until it becomes your default setting. That voice that says, you're not good enough, it's not real, it's a tape. A broken loop that needs to be erased and replaced. You do that with truth, with repetition, with courage, with action. Every day, you're either reinforcing fear or reinforcing strength. There is no neutral. If you're not building the life you want, you're helping build the one you hate. Here's the hardest truth nobody tells you. You're responsible for how you think, even when it's hard, even when it's unfair. Yes, things happen to you, but what happens in you is your job. You can't control what life throws, but you control how you catch it. You can choose to see pain as training, not punishment. You can choose to see failure as feedback, not final. Most people walk through life thinking they're thoughts, but they're not. They're stories, and you are the author. Rewrite them. Edit the fear out. Add the fight back in. Stop rereading chapters that make you feel powerless. Start writing pages that make you proud. People will say you've changed. Good. That's the point. That means you're finally thinking for yourself. That means you stop borrowing your limits from someone else. Let them talk. Let them doubt. That has nothing to do with you. The world is full of people who gave up and want you to join them. Don't. Stay strange. Stay focused. Stay dangerous. Most people fear standing out. You should fear blending in. You should fear waking up at 60 and realizing you never once lived a day on your terms. Everything begins in the mind. The results come later. Right now, you've got one job: win the mental war. Your mind is like a lens. What you see depends on how you've trained yourself to look. The same day can be a curse or a lesson, depending on your angle. The same loss can be a dead end or a detour, depending on what you believe about setbacks. The world won't give you clarity. You have to create it inside. People will doubt you. Life will hit you. But if your mind is sharp, you stay standing. You see the pressure, but you don't fold. You see the mountain, but you don't turn back. You see the storm and you walk straight into it. That's the shift. When your thoughts become your strength instead of your weakness. When your mind stops being your enemy and starts being your weapon. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need better thoughts. People chase hacks and shortcuts but ignore the real game, controlling their inner voice. How can you expect to win if the first thing you do in the morning is scroll and compare your life to someone else's highlight reel? You're feeding your mind junk and wondering why it can't run. The truth is, most of the pain you feel isn't from life itself. It's from how you think about life. It's not the obstacle. It's the overthinking. It's not the failure. It's the story you tell yourself about what failure means. Your thoughts are a filter. Upgrade the filter, and life starts to change. Start small if you have to. One better thought, one stronger decision, one moment where you don't let fear lead. This isn't about flipping a switch. It's about flipping a pattern. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to win the next 5 minutes, then the next, and the next. That's how confidence builds, not from speeches or compliments, but from watching yourself follow through. You say you're going to do something, and then you do it. That's how trust in yourself grows. That's how you stop being the person who breaks promises to themselves. Most people will spend their lives chasing dreams that could have been theirs if they had just believed a little sooner, acted despite the doubt, or thought differently. One day earlier. If you really want change, you have to be unreasonable with your thoughts. Reasonable people settle. Reasonable people play small. Reasonable people wait. If you want to break patterns, you have to think bigger than your surroundings, bigger than your circumstances, bigger than your past. Nobody makes history by thinking like everybody else. Nobody breaks through by agreeing with doubt. Nobody wins by being realistic about what's possible. Your mind is your first rebellion. Your thoughts are your first fight. If you don't control them, you'll never control your destiny. People talk about goals like they're magic. Goals are nothing without the mind to chase them. It's easy to set goals. It's easy to dream. It's easy to fill a vision board. The hard part is thinking strong enough to keep moving when it sucks, when it's slow, when it's boring, when nobody cares yet. The mind that wins isn't the mind that needs cheering every 5 minutes. It's the mind that can hype itself up. It's the mind that drags itself through the mud without needing a reward. It's the mind that thinks, I'm built for this, and you are. You just forgot, or you let somebody make you forget. Either way, it's on you to remember now. Your mind will feed on whatever you give it. Feed it fear and it will build you a prison. Feed it discipline and it will build you a kingdom. The crazy part is, you can change the menu anytime. You're not locked into thinking small. You're not chained to who you used to be. But the longer you feed yourself weakness, the more normal it feels. The more you tell yourself you can't. Thoughts are habits. Habits are destinies. You don't change your life by chance. You don't change it by luck. You change it by planting new thoughts every day until you grow something worth living for. Every master was once a beginner. who believed in something nobody else could see. They weren't better, they weren't luckier. They were just stubborn with their belief. They decided that the picture they held in their mind was more real than the circumstances around them. That's the real work, holding on to a vision when the results say you're crazy, holding on to belief when thinking like a winner before you ever get a win. Because the mind has to get there first. Your life can't follow where your mind won't go. You don't have to know exactly how you'll win. You don't need every step mapped out. You just need to believe that the version of you who wins is real and worth fighting for. You can figure out the details on the way. You can pivot. You can adjust. But if you let go of belief, it's over. You can't outwork doubt. You refuse to challenge. Your thoughts are like the steering wheel of a car. If you don't grab it and turn it toward where you want to go, the road will take you wherever it wants. And usually, it's downhill. Take the wheel. Drive the story. Be tested. Life will check if you really mean it when you say you want to change. It will throw distractions. It will hand you easy exits. It will whisper that you should go back to who you used to be. Most people fail the test because they think struggle is a sign to quit. It's not. Struggle is a sign you're in the right place. Growth hurts because the mind hates uncertainty. The mind craves safety, but everything you want is on the other side of the discomfort you're avoiding. Think about it. The most important moments of your life, the ones you're proud of, weren't easy. They were built on courage. And courage every single time started with a thought. I can do this. You have to see yourself winning before anyone else does. You have to believe in the invisible. Success isn't real yet. It's an idea first. A rough sketch in your head. A spark nobody else can see. That's why they doubt you. That's why they don't get it. But it doesn't matter. It's not their dream to carry. It's not their mind to manage. You don't need their own decision. The world catches up later. It always does. Protect your vision like your life depends on it. Because it does. There's going to be days where your mind turns against you. Days where it screams, this is pointless. Days where it says you're wasting your time. That's normal. Expect it. Train for it. Just because your mind throws a weak thought at you doesn't mean you have to obey it. Thoughts come and go. Your job is not to believe everything you feel. Your job is to decide what's true for you and stick to it. You can think something and still move. You can doubt and still build. You can hurt and still keep going. The mind is a muscle. The more you push through those hard thoughts, the stronger you get. Listen carefully. Nothing outside. You can fix what's broken inside. Not a new relationship, not a new job, not a new car. If you don't fix the way you think, you'll sabotage every blessing you get. That's why most people never stay successful. They get a little progress, but their mind is still set to failure, and that old setting drags them back down. You don't just need a new environment, you need a new mind living in that environment. A mind that thinks differently. A mind that's disciplined. A mind that expects to win. Otherwise, you'll always find a way to lose, even when you're winning. Easy to get hyped for a day. It's hard to stay locked in for a year. But that's the separation. That's the line between amateurs and legends. Amateurs think they need to feel ready every morning. Legends train themselves to move whether they feel like it or not. They don't argue with the work. They don't debate if they feel like it. They just do it. They trust that action will fix emotion. No different than moving forward creates the feeling, not the other way around. You can feel stuck. You can feel scared. But if you think the right thoughts, and you move anyway. You win. Action cures doubt, but right thinking fuels action. It's a loop. It feeds itself. When you think strong, you move strong. When you move strong, you think even stronger. That's how you break cycles. That's how you climb out of the pit. Not by waiting for a miracle, but by stacking small. It's a build-up. It's the stacking of small, powerful decisions. The mind controls the start. The mind controls the finish. The mind controls everything. By now you should realize you are not a victim of your thoughts. You are their creator. You choose what you think. You choose what you focus on. You choose what voice you believe. It doesn't matter if doubt shows up. It doesn't matter if fear knocks on your door. What matters is what you invite in. What matters is who you hand the mic to starting today. You don't hand it to regret. You don't hand it to insecurity. You take the mic. You take the stage. You take your life back. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody owes you a damn thing. And you owe it to you. You owe it to the kid you used to be, the one with big dreams in a small world. You owe it to the future you who's still out there, hoping you'll finally show up. You owe it to the person in the mirror who keeps standing up, no matter how broken. Let's get real. You weren't built to coast. You weren't born to punch a clock, scroll your life away, and die tired. That's not living. That's slow death. And deep down, you know it. Time is not unlimited. Every second you waste is gone forever. You think you're waiting for the right time, for motivation? You're not. You're just scared. Scared it won't work. Scared to fail. Scared to look dumb. But fear is a liar. Fear wants you tame. Fear wants you quiet. Fear wants you weak. So kill it. Kill fear with action, with discipline, with consistency. You think motivation's going to carry you? It won't. Motivation fades. Discipline doesn't. And stop blaming your parents, your past, your circumstances. That's weak. That's victim talk. You're not powerless. You have a brain. You have a choice. You always did. You just haven't used it. You want change? Then make the damn choice. You owe it to you to stop hiding, to stop making excuses, to stop being soft. Life is going to punch you anyway. You might as well swing back. Earn your self-respect. Nobody's handing it to you. And stop watching everyone else. Don't copy. Don't compare. Don't wait for permission. Most people are faking it anyway, pretending to be happy while quietly falling apart. You want peace, purpose, power? Then go to war with your comfort. Go to war with your excuses. Be your own hero, because no one else will do it for you. Some might cheer, a few might help, but no one's carrying you. They can't. This is your mountain. You climb it or you sit at the bottom blaming the slope. You want a better body? Earn it. You want money? Earn it. You want respect, freedom, clarity? Earn it. You want greatness? Bleed for it. You owe it to you to stop quitting when it gets hard. You owe it to you to break the cycle. You owe it to you to outgrow who you used to be. Every time you quit, a part of you dies. Every time you finish, even in pain, you grow. You earn scars that turn into strength. And you realize you're more powerful than you ever imagined. You've been sleeping on your own potential. And the world is cold. It doesn't care about your tears. It respects strength. It rewards the ones who grind in the dark, the ones who don't stop, the ones who keep showing up. Be that person. Wake up early. Train harder. Think deeper. Love louder. Be relentless. And when they say, you've changed, say, damn right. You were never meant to stay the same. You were meant to evolve, to rise. Yes, it gets lonely. You'll lose people, sleep, time. But what you gain ownership of your life, your choices, your outcome. And that's real power, so stop waiting. Stop fantasizing. Stop lying to yourself. Decide right now that your life belongs to you. No more excuses, no more hoping, no more maybe someday. It starts now, because you owe it to you. You owe it to you to be brutally honest. No more sugarcoating, no more soft talk. You say you want it,
Prove it. What are you doing with your time, your energy? Are you locked in or just lying to yourself? Because the world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Nobody cares what you meant to do. They care what you did. And if you keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, understand this. Tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow buries dreams. Tomorrow is how average people waste a lifetime. You owe it to you to stop delaying. Stop running. Stop numbing yourself with distractions, dopamine, junk food, weak habits, and short-term comfort that always turns into long-term regret. You think a strong life is built on weak habits? Wake up. You think a sharp mind survives in chaos, filth, and noise? Not a chance. Clean your room, clean your life, clean your soul. You owe it to you to become someone you respect. When no conquering, no one's clapping. When no one's no one's watching. When it's midnight and it's just you and your thoughts, that's when it counts. And if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm giving everything I've got, then you've got work to do. That voice in your head, the one whispering, you're wasting your time, it's right. That gut feeling when you're slipping, it's trying to save your life. Listen, there's a price to greatness, a price to peace, a price to power. And that price is everything you don't want to do. The early mornings, the hard choices, the quiet grind when no one sees you. The path that might break you is the one that builds you. So why don't most people make it? Because the price feels too high. Because they don't love themselves enough to pay it. But you're still here. You're still reading. You still feel that fire. That means one thing. You are the only one who can save you. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss, not your following. Just you. Your habits are either building your future or digging your grave. Every meal, every scroll, every skipped rep, every excuse, every just this once, it adds up. And when the bill comes due, there's no hiding, no blaming, just results. You owe it to you to pay the right price now, not later. You owe it to you to become the person your younger self needed, the person your future self is counting on, the one your family can lean on. Not perfect, not flashy, just real, solid, consistent. Because that's what separates the talkers from the winners. You owe it to you to stop chasing approval and start building legacy. Stop caring about likes. Start caring about what your name stands for. The world doesn't need more actors. It needs real ones. Men and women who are steady in the storm, who grind in silence, who keep promises to themselves, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's where self-respect comes from. Not when it's easy, when it's hard, and you do it anyway. Discipline is love. Self-control is self-respect. And if you don't live by your own rules, you'll become a slave to weakness. The gym doesn't care how you feel. Your goals don't care. The market doesn't care. The work doesn't care. So stop letting your feelings dictate your future. Feelings aren't facts. Half the time, they're just fear in disguise. And fear is a thief of greatness, of progress, of destiny. You owe it to you to shut fear up. You're not too old, not too young, not too far gone, not too broken. That's your brain trying to keep you safe. But you weren't built for safe. You were built for more. So what's it going to be? Another wasted week? Another year of comfort and compromise? Or is this the day everything changes? Not because it's a new year, not because of a resolution, but because you decided, because you woke up, because you got sick of surviving, because you're ready to build, ready to fight, ready to win, because when the noise is gone, the lights are off, and it's just you with your thoughts. You'll know you're either becoming someone you're proud of or someone you'll regret. Make the right choice. You owe it to you. You owe it to you to build your own standard and hold the line. Too many people live without a code. No rules, no respect. Just bouncing from distraction to distraction, chasing likes, chasing validation. But none of that lasts. None of it feeds your soul. None of it makes you real. You need structure, a mission, a spine. Without it, you're just reacting. But with it, you become dangerous, focused, unstoppable. So what's your code? Maybe it's this: I don't lie, I don't quit, I don't blame, I don't fold. That's where real strength begins. Not in the gym, not in your bank account, not in the mirror. It starts in the choices no one sees, when it's just you and the chance to cut corners. You owe it to you to raise your bar, not for them, for you. And yes, it's lonely. Growth is lonely. Discipline is lonely. Why? Because most people run from the mirror. They run from truth, but not you. You're not here to coast. You're here to conquer. You owe it to you to suffer now or suffer later. That's the part nobody says out loud. Pain's coming either way. You either feel the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. Early mornings or empty years. Sore muscles or soft excuses. Choose. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's forcing you. It's always been you versus you. And don't get it twisted. It's not about perfection. It's about relentlessness. About standing up when you've been knocked flat. That's the difference between winners and everyone else. Everyone's got a plan when it's easy. But what about when it hurts? When your body's screaming to quit? That's the moment that matters. That's where the future is built. You owe it to you to push, especially when it sucks. Because life will test you, break you, drag you, and every hit is a question. Will you keep going? The answer is never in what you say, it's in what you do. You say you want more? Good. Earn it. Show up. Bleed for it. Sacrifice for it. Because nobody gets it all without giving it all. You want greatness? You have to be willing to suffer for it. People think greatness is luck. It's not. Great ones are just obsessed, disciplined, ruthless with their time. They cut out anything that doesn't fuel the mission. They don't scroll for hours. They don't argue online. They don't care what's trending because they're building every day, quietly. While the world gossips, they grind. Let them talk, because when the dust settles, you're the one who did the work. You're the one who stayed locked in. You're the one who didn't fold. While they post quotes, you live them. While they chase hacks, you master the basics. That's what wins. Repetition, precision, doing the boring, necessary work, necessary, over and over, until results speak louder than your words. You owe it to you to fall in love with the process. Show up, get better, do the small things right, because if you're only chasing the result, you'll quit the second it doesn't come fast. But if you love the process, you win every day. Forget motivation. Kill that idea. Motivation is seasonal. Discipline is daily. The strongest don't wait to feel ready. They show up because they said they would. You owe it to you to be that person. The one who follows through. The one who doesn't quit when it's boring. The one who doesn't need applause. The one who decides and delivers. You want freedom? Real freedom? It's not in money or vacations. It's in trusting yourself, in knowing that when you say, I will, you mean it. That's the kind of person you can build a life on. The kind of person who builds anything that lasts. You owe it to you to build that. And if you don't like where you are, change. Don't like who you've become, evolve. Don't like your story, rewrite it. Nobody's coming. Nobody's fixing it. It's on you, so fix it. Yes, it'll be hard. Yes, you'll lose sleep. Yes, you'll want to quit. Do it anyway. Sad? Do it anyway. Tired? Do it anyway. Heartbroken? Do it anyway. Broke? Do it anyway. Because that next version of you, the one you've seen in your dreams, the one you keep glimpsing in moments of truth, is worth every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt, every second of pain. That version is real, but it doesn't come free. You've got to move like your life depends on it. Because it does. You owe it to you. You owe it to you to stop apologizing for wanting more. Let them call you obsessed. Let them say, you've changed. Good. You had to. The old you was quietly dying. The version that procrastinated, that hoped things would just work out, had to go. You owe it to you to bury the excuses, burn the crutches, break your own limits. That's how you grow. No one's handing you a better life. you've got to take it. Rip it from the grip of fear, comfort, and insecurity. Fight for your future. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Growth hurts, change stings, winning costs. But you know what's worse? Regret. Knowing you could have done more, but didn't. Because you waited. Because you were scared. Because you hoped someone else would believe in you. Believe in yourself. You owe it to you to be your biggest fan, your coach, your engine, your hero. No one's carrying you, and they shouldn't. Your life, your responsibility, your move. You can't keep blaming your parents, or your boss, or your past. That's done. The only thing that matters is what you're doing right now. And right now, you've got work to do. Get serious. Cut the noise, cut the drama, cut the excuses. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, what if I fail? So what? Do it anyway. Tired, that means you're working. Overwhelmed, that means you're growing. Scared, that means you're finally outside the safety bubble where nothing real ever happens. You owe it to you to keep pushing when others stop. Because most people quit. They quit when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when it's not exciting anymore. But not you. Not this time. You didn't come this far to coast. You came to kill what's weak in you and build something stronger. Maybe you've been the black sheep, the underdog, the one they laughed at for dreaming too big. Let them talk, let them watch. Because one day they'll have no choice but to respect the results. You owe it to you to show up, rain or shine. Bored or motivated, alone or supported, you owe it to you to finish what you started, to become the person you promised yourself you'd be. Not because someone told you to, but because you know it's in you. Deep down, you know you were made for more than average, more than excuses, more than someday. You were made to build something that lasts, something that matters, something no one can take away. Not money, not people, not time. You owe it to you to build inner wealth, inner strength, inner peace, because that's what no one can steal. Yes, it gets dark. Yes, it gets lonely. That's part of it. You're not being punished. You're being forged. You're being sharpened, prepared. Pain shapes you. Let it strip the fluff, kill the ego, expose the cracks, show you what's real. Pain is a gift. If you stop running and face it, you owe it to you to face your pain and let it teach you. No, it's not fair. Life isn't fair. So what? Life doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. You owe it to you to become your own rescue story. Because one day you'll realize nobody came to fix it. You fixed it, you turned the tide, and that's where pride is born. That's when the shift happens. Confidence isn't faked, it's earned. Not by posting, not by pretending, but by doing the hard things over and over until you know you're built for anything. That's real confidence. Quiet, unshakable, rooted in truth, built in the grind, in the dark, in the pain. You owe it to you to become that kind of person. And when you do, when you step into that version of yourself that's haunted your dreams, everything changes. Food tastes better, sleep feels deeper, conversations are more real. Why? Because you're living truth, you're living on purpose. That's the reward. Not fame, not applause, freedom. Freedom from the old you, from guilt, from the weight of knowing you weren't giving it your all. You owe it to you to taste that freedom. And you earn it one way, by doing the work, every damn day. You owe it to you to stop hiding your power. There's a beast inside you, and you've kept it caged for too long. You've dimmed your light to make others comfortable, backed down to avoid conflict, played it safe to avoid judgment. Enough. You weren't built to be silent. You were built to be solid, to move with purpose, speak with truth, and walk like you own the ground beneath you. But first, you've got to believe you deserve it. No one can give you that belief. Not your parents, not your partner, not a mentor. You earn it through reps, early mornings, late nights, and every no to comfort. That's how confidence is built. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's forged in silence, like steel in your bones. And understand this, not everyone will clap for your growth. Some people love the weaker version of you. The distracted one,
the one who made them feel better about staying stuck. But the moment you start rising, they get uncomfortable. Let them. Their discomfort isn't your responsibility. You owe it to you to outgrow your old circle. Your circle should push you, sharpen you, elevate you. If it only entertains you, it's not a circle, it's a cage. You owe it to you to upgrade your environment. That means what you watch, what you listen to, who you follow, who you talk to. Everything in your life either builds you or breaks you. Be ruthless. Your future depends on it. And let's be real about time. You're running out. You act like you've got forever. You don't. You act like you'll feel ready. You won't. Ready is a trap. People waste their whole lives waiting for it. You don't need ready. You need real. You need to look in the mirror and say, this version of me isn't enough, but the next one will be. You owe it to you to chase that next version with everything you've got. You owe it to the nights you cried in silence, the days you almost quit, the younger you who still believed, the future you who's counting on you to stay standing. You owe it to the people who depend on you, to show them what strength looks like, not with words, not with posts, with actions, with consistency, by becoming the rock, the anchor, the one who never folds. But hear this, you can't be that person if you're always chasing comfort. Strength isn't built on softness. Discipline isn't punishment. It's protection. It's power. It's structure. It's freedom. You owe it to you to do the hard shit. Daily, that's the line. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Winners wake up early, even when it sucks. Winners work the plan, even when it's boring. Winners shut out the noise. Winners do what's necessary, not what's easy. If you want to win, you've got to bleed consistency. Eat the same meals, do the same work. Show up with the same mindset, over and over. While everyone else chases dopamine, you chase growth. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, you'll want to quit. Do it anyway, because you're not doing this for comfort. You're doing it for freedom. You're doing it because the cost of staying average is killing you inside. You owe it to you to stop settling for bad habits, for weak goals, for relationships that drain you, for jobs that cage you, for mindsets that limit you. This isn't just about success. It's about survival, about reclaiming the life mediocrity stole from you. And maybe nobody ever told you this. So let me be the first. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to be great. You're allowed to walk away from people who don't get it. You're allowed to become the person you've always seen in your mind, even if they doubt, even if they laugh, even if they never support you. Because this is your life, your mission, your moment, and the clock is ticking. So don't let up now. Don't lift your foot off the gas. Don't let the voice in your head talk you down. You've got more in you. And today, not tomorrow, is the day you prove it. You say you want it, but do you? Do you want it bad enough to bleed for it, to cry for it, to lose sleep, lose comfort, lose friends, just to reach it? Because if you don't, that's okay. But don't lie to yourself. Don't say you're chasing a dream when you're really jogging behind it, keeping just enough distance so it never hurts too much. See, wanting something, that's easy. Everybody wants something. A better body, a stronger mind, a bigger life. But the real question is, what are you willing to give up for it? Are you willing to get up early when the bed is warm? Are you willing to stay late when the world has clocked out? Are you willing to look stupid, to be laughed at, to fail, over and over and over again? How badly do you want it? Because wanting is cheap, but showing up when it's hard, staying in the fight when you feel small, that's what sets people apart. It's not about talent. It's not about luck, it's about fire. That burn inside that doesn't go out, even when everything around you tries to smother it. The truth is, most people want easy wins. They want praise without the pain, results without the grind. But if you really want it, you'll take the punches, you'll take the silence, you'll take the days when nothing makes sense and keep going anyway. Because deep down, your reason is louder than your excuses. Your future is clearer than your fear. And the voice inside you that says, I'm not done yet, is stronger than the one that says, I can't. They'll say you're obsessed. Let them. They'll say you've changed. You have. You're not like them. You're not normal. Because normal gave up a long time ago. Normal folds under pressure. Normal settles for maybe someday. But not you. You want it more than air, more than comfort, more than approval. You don't need everyone to understand you. You just need to understand yourself. Why you're doing this. Why it matters. Why this version of you won't quit. You think greatness feels good all the time? It doesn't. You think success is always sunshine and clapping hands? It's not. It's tears in the shower. It's quiet nights full of doubt. It's empty rooms where you train alone while the world scrolls and sleeps. But then, one day, you look back and you realize every step, every sacrifice, every broken piece of you was building something unshakable. And the pain, the fear, the loneliness, it didn't break you, it built you. So I'll ask you again, how badly do you want it? Do you want it enough to be uncomfortable, enough to be misunderstood, enough to work when no one is watching and grind when no one is clapping, enough to look in the mirror and say, I don't care what I was yesterday, this is who I am now? Because when you want something that badly, you don't wait for motivation. You move, you act, you keep going. You don't pray for it, you prepare for it. You don't hope for it, you train for it. You don't beg for it, you become it. This life, it owes you nothing, not a damn thing. But you owe yourself everything, every second, every shot, every chance. So take the hits, take the silence, take the long way. And when your knees shake and your hands tremble and you feel like breaking, don't. And remember why you started. Remember who you were when you had nothing but a dream. Because that person, that hungry, tired, scared kid who still moved forward, that's who you fight for. So no matter how long it takes, how heavy it gets, how dark it feels, you keep showing up, not because it's easy, not because you're fearless, but because you want it badly. You ever wonder why it hurts so much sometimes? Why chasing a dream can feel more like drowning than flying? It's because the closer you get to something real, the louder your fear becomes. Your doubt, that inner voice that says, what if I'm not enough? What if I'm just pretending? What if I fail in front of everyone? But listen to me, you're not pretending, you're doing the work, you're showing up. And every time you take one more step forward, you're proving the voice wrong. You're proving you belong. The fear you feel, that's not weakness. It means you care. It means this matters. It means there's something in your soul worth fighting for. And that's rare, because most people never even get that far. They settle. They numb themselves. They lower the bar so they never feel the pain of missing it. But you're raising it. You're reaching for something higher, even if it scares you. You say, what if I fail? But what if you don't? What if you fly? What if everything you've been through wasn't punishment but preparation? Because look at you, still here, still standing. They tried to break you. Life tried to break you. And you bent, sure, but you never snapped. So why stop now? Why let the fear of not being good enough stop you from becoming great? Every scar on your heart is proof. Proof that you fought. Proof that you lived. Proof that you cared enough to keep going. People will tell you, don't get your hopes up. But what kind of life is that? If hope is a risk, take it. If dreaming makes you vulnerable, dream harder. If failure is a price, pay it. Because a life without risk, without passion, without hunger, that's not life. That's just breathing. So yeah, maybe you're tired. Maybe you've fallen down more times than you can count. Maybe the people around you don't understand. Maybe you've been laughed at, overlooked, doubted by the very people you thought would believe in you. But here's what they don't know. You've already decided. You've already made up your mind. And that's more powerful than anything they can say. Because when someone with nothing decides they want everything, that's when history is made. That's when you rise. And no, it won't be pretty. You'll fail. You'll mess up. You'll have days where it feels like none of it matters. But it does. It all matters. Every sleepless night, every rejected call, every silent morning where you had to pick yourself up because no one else did. All of it, it builds you. It carves you into someone unshakable, into someone who doesn't just want success, but earns it. And when you get there, when you finally break through, don't forget who you were. Don't forget the version of you who held it all together when it was all falling apart. Don't forget the tears, the silence, the doubts. They were never signs of weakness. They were signs of growth. So when they ask, how did you do it? You won't say luck. You won't say talent. You'll say, because I wanted it, badly. And I never stopped. You see, the world will try to measure you by numbers, by likes, by bank accounts. But the real measure is in how hard you fought when no one was watching, how deep you dug when everyone else gave up, how loud your heart beat when the world tried to make you silent. This is your life, your dream, your moment. So ask yourself right now, how badly do I want it? And if the answer is everything, then don't hold back. Don't look for shortcuts. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start right now. Start with the broken pieces. Start with the doubt. Start with whatever you have left, because that's enough. And so are you. You've come this far. You've carried the weight. Now it's time to move. This is no longer just about wanting. It's about doing. It's about becoming. You don't need anyone's permission. Not your past. Not your pain. Not your fear. Your next step is yours alone. No one else can walk it for you. No one else can want it for you. So stop asking for signs. Stop waiting for clarity. There is no magic moment. Only now. Only this. Only you. Choosing to act. The truth is, there's never a right time. There's only the time you decide to stop making excuses. And I get it. Action is terrifying. You might lose. You might fall. But staying still, that's worse, because at least failure moves you forward. At least falling means you tried, and trying is how you grow. No one who ever built anything great did it without breaking. No one who ever rose from the ashes escaped the fire, so don't be afraid to burn a little. Let the old version of you fall apart. Let it crack. Let it shatter. That's not your end. That's your beginning. You've got one shot at this life, and no matter how broken it feels, no matter how far behind you think you are, you're not out of time, because as long as there's breath in your body, there's fight in your soul. So fight, not with fists, not with rage. Fight with focus, fight with clarity, fight with the kind of energy that says, I will not be forgotten. I will not stay small. I will not die with my potential buried inside me. Because that's the tragedy, isn't it? Not death, but dying full of songs unsung, books unwritten, dreams unlived. But that's not your story, not if you choose different, not if you rise. You want to make people proud. Start by making yourself proud. You want to inspire the world? Start by lighting your own fire. You want love? Love the person you're becoming. You want peace? Earn it through battle. You want to matter? Be relentless, because legacy isn't built by chance. It's built by those who refuse to quit, the ones who stayed up late, got up early, cried in the bathroom, smiled in public, and kept pushing when the world told them to stop. Be that person, and don't you dare shrink. Not now. Not when you've come this far. If the door's locked, kick it open. If the path's blocked, build a new one. If no one believes in you, believe harder. The question was never, can you? It's always been, will you? Because deep down, you know the answer. You've always known. You were made for this. You were made to climb, to fight, to overcome, to write a story no one else could write. So write it, and when they ask, years from now, how you did it, how you turned the impossible into real life, you'll look them in the eyes and say, because I refused to quit. Because I wanted it more than comfort, more than fear, more than failure. Because I wanted it badly, and I earned it. They won't see the nights you doubted everything. They won't feel the weight you carried in silence. They won't know how many times you almost gave up, but you will. You'll remember every time you whispered to yourself, one more try. You'll remember the nights you screamed into your pillow, but still got up the next day. Because when you want it badly enough, you don't chase dreams for applause. You chase them because they're yours, because something inside you won't let go. Some people are fine just existing. Clock in, clock out, watch the same shows, live the same year over and over again. But not you. That's not enough. It was never enough, because you want more. Not more things, more meaning, more impact, more truth. You want to feel something real, You want to stand at the edge of your limits and jump, and even if you fall, at least you'll know you tried, you lived, you gave a damn. That puts you in rare company, because most people run from pain, run from hard, run from discomfort, but not you. You run toward it, you chase the resistance, because you know that's where growth hides. Comfort never changed anyone. Comfort never built anything great. Comfort never left a legacy. Pain did, failure did, discomfort did. Every challenge you face is a doorway, but most people never step through. They stand outside and knock, then blame the world when no one answers. But you kick the door down. You walk through, even if your knees shake, because you want it, badly. You want to be more than your story, more than your trauma, more than the names they called you, or the doubts they planted in your head. You want to prove to yourself, not just the world, that you can rise, that you can become something your past would never have predicted. And that's the real flex, isn't it? Not the car, not the title, not the followers, but the man or woman staring back at you in the mirror, clear-eyed, battle-tested, unbreakable. That's what you're chasing, not a finish line, a version of yourself you haven't met yet. And every day, you either step closer to that version or further away. So decide, right now, will you keep pretending? Or will you finally become the person you know you were meant to be? Not in some far-off dream, not after one more excuse, but today, right here, right now. Because that version of you, the one that doesn't flinch, the one that doesn't beg for approval, the one that shows up when it's hard, that version is waiting, but it won't wait forever. The clock's ticking. The time is now, not tomorrow, not when things settle down. Now, because time isn't loyal. It doesn't wait for the ready or the brave. It just moves, and one day you'll look back, and you'll either be proud or full of regret. You choose. How badly do you want it? You've been through too much to stop now. Too much doubt. Too many almosts. Too many nights lying in bed staring at the ceiling, thinking, is this it? Is this all I am? And maybe it was easier to pretend, to say you didn't really care, to say the dream faded, to say you're fine. But deep down, you're not fine. You're frustrated. You're restless. Because the truth never left you. That fire, still burning, buried maybe, but alive. And no, it hasn't been fair. You didn't start with much. You weren't handed a path. You weren't born into yeses. You had to carve your way out of the no's. But maybe that's the gift. Because when you earn something, when you fight tooth and nail for it, it means more. It's yours, not luck, not handouts, just grit. So let me ask you again, how badly do you want it? Enough to be the villain in someone else's story because you chose your dream over their expectations? Enough to walk alone because the crowd was comfortable with average? Enough to look stupid, mess up publicly, fail loudly, and get back up anyway? Because people will judge you, they'll question you, they'll doubt you, until they can't ignore you. And when that day comes, when they finally see what you built, what you survived, what you created from nothing, you won't need to say a word. Your life will speak for you. But that life doesn't just appear. It's built, piece by piece, day by day. When it's boring, when it's lonely, when it doesn't feel like it's working. And that's the part they don't show. The grind when no one is clapping. The work when no one is watching. The faith when there's nothing but silence. But that's where legends are made, in the silence, in the doubt, in the trenches. Right now you have two options, hide or rise. You can stay safe, keep your head down, stay invisible and tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment. Or you can burn the map, leave behind the comfort, step into the unknown, and bet everything on yourself. And yeah, maybe you'll lose, maybe you'll fall, but maybe you'll fly. And even if you don't, you'll become someone powerful. Not because you always won, but because you never walked away. They can take your job, your title, your money, but they can't take your will. They can't take your courage. They can't take your refusal to quit. That's yours, and it's enough. So stand up, straighten your spine, look your fear in the face and say, you can slow me down, but you will not stop me. You've got work to do, a life to build, a dream to protect, and nobody's going to do it for you. So what's it going to be? More excuses or more action? More what ifs or more I did it anyway? More regret or more legacy? The world isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to show up, raw, real, ready, flawed but fierce, scared but standing, and fully alive. You don't need a plan, you need a decision, right here, right now. Do you want it badly enough to change your life for it? Then stop hoping, and start becoming. This is the part no one talks about. The part where it's not exciting anymore, where progress is invisible, where effort starts to feel like shouting into the void, where you wake up tired, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and you wonder, is this really worth it? Yes, this is the part that makes you, because anybody can hustle when it's easy, anybody can smile when they're winning, but only the real ones keep pushing when there's no scoreboard, no cheers, no promise of payoff. Discipline is love in action, self-respect in motion. It's showing up for your future, even when your present feels hollow. It's brushing off the dirt when you fall, not because someone told you to, but because you know you're not done yet. So yeah, you're tired, you're doubting, you've got every reason to slow down, but you won't, because that fire in you, that's not decoration, it's your weapon, your compass, your reason. You're not doing this just to say you tried. You're doing this because something inside you refuses to settle. You weren't built for half versions of yourself. You weren't born to float. You were meant to rise. And rising costs something. It costs you comfort. It costs you approval. It costs you that old version of yourself who gave up too easily. But the trade is worth it. Because what you get in return, self-belief, inner peace, a purpose that no one can take from you. And that kind of power, it's rare, because most people are chasing shortcuts. But you're chasing truth. So let's talk about sacrifice. Let's talk about the things you'll have to leave behind, the friends who don't get it, the distractions that numb you, the habits that used to feel good, but keep you stuck in a life that doesn't feel like yours. Let them go. You can't carry dead weight to your next level. This climb is brutal enough. Don't drag anchors with you. Choose your pain. The pain of growth or the pain of regret. You want it? Then protect your energy. Protect your time. Protect your vision. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to stop betraying yourself. You've lied to yourself long enough. Said, maybe next year long enough. Said, I'm not ready long enough. You are ready. You've always been. You're not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you. So move, even if you're limping, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. Move, because action creates clarity. Movement builds momentum. And effort, relentless, unapologetic effort, turns fear into fuel. Every second you delay, your dream gets quieter. The fire dims, the doubt gets louder. But every second you act, every word you write, every rep you grind, every moment you choose to show up instead of give up, you take your life back. So yeah, people might think you're crazy, obsessed, too intense. Let them. Because you weren't put here to blend in. You were put here to break patterns, to break cycles, to break limits. So what if they don't get it? They don't need to. You're not doing this for applause. You're doing it because you made yourself a promise. That you'd stop living small. That you'd stop folding every time it got uncomfortable. And now, it's time to keep that promise. So again, how badly do you want it? One day, someone will ask you, how did you do it? And you'll pause, because they're not really asking about the outcome. They're asking about the fight, about the nights you almost broke, about the days you wanted to quit but didn't. They're asking about the war inside, the part of you that wanted to stay safe, stay small, stay silent, and the part of you that stood up and said, no, I'm not done. And that answer, that fire, it won't come from a textbook, it won't come from a TED Talk, it'll come from your life. Your scars, your sweat, because this isn't theory, this isn't motivation for likes, this is your reality. You're not here to coast, you're not here to just exist, you're here to shake the ground beneath you. So don't chase what's easy, don't chase what's popular, chase what sets your soul on fire, even if it's lonely, even if it takes longer, even if nobody claps when you do it anyway, because you know what it's worth, you know what you're worth. And someday when your body is tired, when your hair is grey, when your hands carry the story of 1,000 decisions, you'll sit back and you'll ask yourself, did I show up for my life? Did I answer the call? Did I become who I was meant to be? And if you can say yes, if you can whisper that truth to yourself without shame, then it won't matter how rich you were, or how many people followed you, or what they wrote in your obituary, because you'll know you lived with purpose, you lived fully, you didn't flinch, you didn't hide, you chased something greater than fear, and that's legacy. See, people think legacy is something you leave behind, but the truth, legacy is something you live out loud. Every single day, it's how you show up in the face of doubt, how you treat people when no one's watching, how you speak to yourself when the mirror shows the truth. Legacy is in the hard conversations, in the 5 a.m. workouts, in the drafts no one reads, the calls no one hears, the sacrifices no one sees. It's not built in a moment, it's built in the invisible grind, and you're in it now. So don't stop because it hurts, don't stop because it's slow, don't stop because it doesn't look like what you imagined. Stop only when you're proud, stop only when you've gone so far. You can't even see the old version of you anymore, the one who hesitated, the one who waited, the one who doubted. Leave them behind, they served their purpose, they got you here. But now, it's time to evolve. This is your becoming. The part where you stop chasing permission and start chasing power, the kind of power that can't be taken, only earned. So again, just in case you forgot, how badly do you want it? Badly enough to be misunderstood, badly enough to let go of comfort, badly enough to be the one who kept going when everybody else sat down. Then don't look back, don't pause, don't blink, run. Run like your life depends on it, because in a way, it does. This isn't just about dreams, it's about who you are when the world stops clapping, when no one's checking in, when it's just you, your voice, and the next step. Will you take it? Because everything you want, everything you could be, lives on the other side of that decision. So decide, and let the world feel your footsteps. You've made it to the edge. This is where it gets real. No more theories, no more what if, no more waiting for the perfect moment, the right mood, the green light from people who were never meant to drive your life. This is where you step up or step aside. Right now, life is asking you one final question. Are you done pretending? Pretending you're fine with average, pretending you don't want more, pretending you can ignore that itch in your soul that tells you, I was built for something bigger. You hear it, you always have, that whisper behind your doubts, beneath your pain, buried under every scar. Keep going. Because the version of you that finishes this, the one who stands at the top, not just proud but transformed, they're watching, they're waiting, and the only way you'll ever meet them is if you take this next step. And this one won't feel safe, it won't feel easy, it won't feel guaranteed. Because it's not, but it's real, and real is what you're here for. Not fake comfort, not borrowed purpose, not dead dreams wrapped in excuses. Real effort, real discipline, real pain, real power. And real power isn't loud, it's not about showing off, it's quiet. It's built in the dark, alone, when you choose to do the hard thing again, and again, and again. Not for applause, for alignment, with who you really are, and who you refuse to be. So what now? Are you going to fold, or are you going to fight? You've already come this far. You've already endured the breakdowns, the doubt, the nights no one saw, the tears no one asked about. Don't let it be for nothing. Turn it into fuel. Turn it into rage. Turn it into silence-breaking, ground-shaking proof that you are not done yet. This is your fire, your chapter, your fight. And maybe no one believes in you right now. Maybe they wrote you off. Maybe they walked away. Let them. Because the story doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the one who keeps going. The one who wants it so badly, they'll go through hell just to hold it in their hands. The one who doesn't wait for the stars to align. They build a rocket and launch anyway. So go. Now bleed for it, sweat for it, sacrifice for it, fall and get up for it, work through the pain for it, stand alone for it. Whatever it takes, do it. not just for the dream, for who you become in the process, because that's the real win. Not the trophy, not the praise, not the likes. Becoming someone you respect when no one else is watching. That's power, that's legacy, that's how you change your life, not all at once, but one decision at a time. So make the one that matters now. Step forward. Let go of who you were and become who you were always meant to be. You've probably asked yourself 100 times, why me? Why does it have to be so hard? Why do I have to struggle while they seem to coast? Why can't I catch a break? But that's the wrong question. The real question is, why not you? Why shouldn't it be you who climbs out of the pit? Why shouldn't it be you who rewrites the story? Why shouldn't it be you who proves that pain doesn't get the final word? The truth is, the universe doesn't hand out dreams to people who can't handle them. If you feel it, if it lives in you, then it's yours. But you'll have to take it. You'll have to fight like hell for it. And you'll have to become someone most people don't have the courage to be. Focused, relentless, disciplined, unshakable. Because this isn't about doing something amazing once. It's about doing something honest every day, even when it's small, even when it's boring, even when it's brutal. They don't teach this in school. They don't talk about this kind of work. The inner war, the mental rewiring, the screaming match between your past and your future. They don't talk about how lonely it gets, how you'll question everything, how success, real success, often feels like failure in disguise because it's so damn slow. But here's the truth. This is where most people quit. Right here, right now. This level, this quiet, grueling, nothing feels like it's working phase. This is where most give up, not because they couldn't do it, but because they couldn't feel it. They were waiting to feel ready, to feel inspired, to feel like they were making progress. But feelings lie, and if you let them, they'll trap you, keep you circling the same small life while your dream gathers dust. So no, this isn't about feelings, it's about action, it's about choice, it's about moving forward when everything in your body says stop. You don't wait to be chosen, you choose yourself. You don't wait for confidence. You build it by doing the thing afraid. You don't wait for the path to clear. You clear it yourself. With bloody hands, if you have to. That's what this life demands. So how badly do you want it? Enough to lose sleep? Enough to face rejection? Enough to keep moving forward with no applause, no backup, no shortcut? Enough to stop living for the weekend and start building a life you don't need a break from? Because if you want peace, earn it. If you want joy, fight for it. If you want purpose, create it. No one is handing out second chances. No one's coming to save you. No one owes you a damn thing. But that's good, because it means you don't owe anyone an apology either. This is your shot. And yeah, it might not look like much right now. It might be messy. It might be falling apart. But it's yours, and that means it's worth saving. So get back up one more time, every time, until getting up becomes who you are. Not someone who never fails, but someone who never stays down. They'll try to define you by your failures, by your delays, by the years you were lost. Let them, because one day they'll see what you built from the ashes of not enough. And they won't believe it, but you will. You'll know the truth, that this was never about the odds. It was about the fight. It was about how far you were willing to go when everything told you to stop. And that's what separates those who try from those who become. So ask yourself again, how badly do you want it? Badly enough to live uncomfortably, to sacrifice popularity for peace, to disappoint others before you disappoint yourself? Then stop waiting, start becoming. Build it, brick by brick, day by day, even if it's slow, even if it hurts, even if no one claps. Because one day, you won't have to prove anything. You'll just live it. You won't say, I hope. You'll say, I did. And that right there is worth it all. Let them doubt you. Let them say it's too late, that you missed your shot, that you're too old, too young, too broken, too strange. Let them talk. Because while they're talking, you're building. While they're watching reruns of their own excuses, you're rewriting your future. That's the difference. They wait, you move, they wish, you work, they look for signs, you become one. You want to know what separates winners from dreamers? It's not talent, it's not money, it's not luck. It's the decision, the violent, non-negotiable decision that you will not be denied. That no matter how long it takes, how many times you fail, how many people walk away, you will not quit. Because the goal isn't just to win, it's to become the kind of person who doesn't need a win to keep going. The kind of person who shows up no matter what. Who keeps going when it's embarrassing, who works in the shadows while others chase spotlight. That's where greatness is born. Not on stage, not in the comments, but in the silence, in the 4 a.m. decisions, in the lonely reps, in the quiet where your excuses get loud and you tell them to shut the hell up. This is the grind, and if you don't love the grind, you'll never survive the glory. Because success isn't relief, it's responsibility, it's pressure. It's being relentlessly consistent long after the excitement fades. And if you can't do that now, when no one's watching, you're not ready for when they are. You want to lead, then lead yourself first. You want to inspire others, then inspire your own damn mind. You want the life, then earn the habits that support it. You want to win, then lose enough times to understand what winning really costs. And don't look away, don't look for detours. Because everything you've tried to avoid, all the pain, all the self-doubt, all the fear, that's the training ground. That's where the future version of you is being built. Not in the comfort, not in the praise, but in the hurt you kept walking through. So keep walking, no matter what the voice in your head says, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how far behind you feel. Because if you don't quit, you can't lose. It's not possible. You either win, or you learn and come back stronger, but only if you keep moving. The world doesn't need more people with opinions. It needs people with grit, with heart, with that quiet, steady burn that says, I'm not done until I've given everything. So give everything. Give your energy, give your courage, give your flaws, give your fear, give your past, and let it all fuel the future you're building now. This is your moment, not next year, not when you feel better, not when someone says you've got what it takes. Now, because this is what it means to want it badly, to crawl when you can't walk, to whisper yes when the world screams no, to face yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not who I want to be yet, but I'm not going anywhere, and I will earn this, day by day, thought by thought, step by painful step. You're going to show them, but more than that, you're going to show yourself, because here's the truth they won't tell you. There is no finish line. There's no magical moment where you arrive, where everything makes sense, where your fears pack up and leave, where your self-doubt sends a resignation letter. It doesn't happen like that. What happens is simpler, harder, better. You evolve. You get stronger, smarter, more grounded, more awake. Not because life gets easier, but because you get real. You stop chasing motivation and start chasing mastery. You stop chasing feelings and start trusting standards. You hold yourself to something higher, not because someone else said so, but because you've been in the dirt long enough to know what it costs to rise. And you don't want to go back, ever. That old life, that old version of you, too small, too afraid, too distracted by what didn't matter. You're not that person anymore. You can't be. You've outgrown the hiding. You've outgrown the lies. You've outgrown the comfort of shrinking. Now, you stand tall. You build routines that don't care if you're tired. You build habits that show up even when you don't want to. You build a mind that says, we don't negotiate with excuses anymore. And suddenly, you become dangerous. Not in the loud, aggressive way, but in the quiet, undeniable way that says, I am not going back. Not to the life where you needed approval. Not to the days where your worth depended on your likes, not to the fear of failing, because now you fear wasting your potential more. You fear becoming the person who almost changed, who almost did the work, who almost became what they were born to be. You fear standing at the edge of your life and realizing you never actually showed up. So you keep going, even on the days you feel invisible, even on the days you feel like a fraud. Even when it seems like everyone else is winning faster, louder, easier, you keep going, because your pace doesn't matter. Your direction does. You're not in competition with them. You're in competition with the part of you that keeps whispering, it's okay to quit. And every day, you look that part in the face and say, not today, Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because how badly do you want it? Badly enough to suffer for it, to be patient for it, to rebuild yourself piece by piece, even when no one is clapping for you. Badly enough to go without praise, without recognition, without validation, because the prize isn't out there. It's not in their approval, it's in who you're becoming. It's in knowing, I kept going when it would have been easier to quit. That's the win, not the money, not the title, not the car, the house, the applause. The win is waking up and knowing you're in alignment with what you said you'd do. The win is living with fire in your chest and peace in your gut, because you know, deep down, you are finally on your path, and nothing will make you leave it again. You ever wonder why some people make it? Why certain people, same background, same pain, same fear, rise when others just float? It's not luck, it's not fate, it's refusal. Refusal to give in, refusal to live a life that feels like a shadow of what it could be, refusal to keep breaking promises to themselves. That's it, that's the secret. They stopped making excuses and started making moves, because there comes a moment, not loud, not dramatic, but absolute. A moment when you say, I'm done waiting for the right mood, the right mindset, the right energy, the right people to believe in you, the right opportunity to fall into your lap. That moment, that's your shift. That's when average becomes impossible because you know too much now. You've seen what you're capable of. You've tasted it. You've caught glimpses in the mirror, even when you were tired, even when you were hurting. And now, there's no going back. Not really. Even if you tried to fake it, pretend you didn't want it, you'd feel it crawling under your skin. Because once you've seen your potential, once you've caught fire even for a second, the small life becomes unbearable. You want truth? Here it is. You were never meant to live numb, to live waiting, to live apologizing for who you are. You were meant to create, to stretch, to burn, to rise. Not because the world needs more noise, but because you need to know what's possible when you finally stop running from yourself. So what do you do now? You build. Every day, no matter what. You build focus, you build strength, you build silence around your purpose and shut the world out if you have to. You build character when no one's watching, so when the world finally does, you're already solid. You build yourself into someone unshakable, because the goal isn't to feel good every day. It's to be so aligned with your purpose that even on the hard days, you're proud to keep going. You stop chasing motivation. You start chasing identity. You ask, what kind of person would already have the life I want? Then you become them, not someday. Now even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, you don't fake it. You earn it every drop of sweat, every lonely morning, every night you talk yourself out of quitting. You earn it. And when it gets tough, and it will, you don't ask, is it worth it? You ask, am I worth it? And the answer better be yes, loud, unapologetic, unshakable. Because when you finally realize what you're fighting for, not just a dream, not just success, but you, the game changes. You're no longer pushing just to achieve something. You're pushing because the alternative is a betrayal of who you were always meant to be. You either stay loyal to your comfort or loyal to your calling. Pick one, because the world, it'll keep moving with or without you. So the question remains, how badly do you want it? Enough to become someone new? Enough to bury the old version of you that kept hesitating? Enough to burn the backup plan and go all in on yourself? Because that's what it takes. And if you've read this far, if you've stayed in the fire this long, you already know the answer. You're not done. You've barely started. Let me tell you what happens when you go all in. Things break, comfort breaks, old beliefs shatter, your relationships shift, your routines collapse under the weight of your ambition. You start to lose things, and it hurts, but it's not loss, it's clearing. Clearing space for the version of you that can handle what's next, because you can't hold on to everything and still rise. You can't be who you were and who you're becoming at the same time. You've got to let go of who they said you were, of who you pretended to be, of what felt safe but kept you small. You've got to become ruthless, not with the world, but with your distractions, with your patterns, with your doubt. Because greatness doesn't come from addition, it comes from subtraction. Removing everything that doesn't serve, everything that dims the flame, everything that tells you to play it safe when you were born to take the shot. And listen, not everyone's going to clap for you. Some will say you've changed. You have. They'll say you're intense. You are. They'll say you're too much. Good. Let them say it, because they're too little, too lazy, too scared to bet on themselves, so they'll mock you for betting on you. Let them watch. And when they do, when they see you rising, evolving, outgrowing everything they said you'd never surpass, don't explain, just keep building. That's how you win. Not through revenge, not through noise, but through results, through doing the thing they said was impossible. Not once, but every single day. Without their permission, without their validation, with just your grit, your pain, your hunger, and your absolute refusal to die ordinary. Because if you want it badly enough, you stop asking how long it will take. You decide it will take as long as it takes, and you show up every single day, even when the progress is invisible, even when no one sees the work, even when you start to wonder if it's working at all. You keep going, because that's the gap. That's the place where everyone quits, except you. And that gap, that's where power is earned. So when you're in it, when the finish line feels like a rumor, when every step feels like a punch, don't stop. Smile, because you've arrived at the exact place where the rest turn back and the few become unstoppable. This is the separation point between those who had potential and those who had the guts to live it. You want to be remembered. You want to make noise that echoes when you're gone. You want your name to mean something more than survival. Then keep going, keep bleeding, keep rising. You are the storm now. You are not fragile. You were never fragile. That voice in your head that says you're not ready, it's scared. But you're not scared. You're waking up to the fact that nobody's coming to fix your life. Waking up to the fact that you can hurt and still move. That pain doesn't mean stop. It means you're in the process. You're not broken. You're under construction. So build with what you've got. Build with the cracks in your voice, the trembling in your hands, the history in your spine. Because greatness doesn't show up with a red carpet. It shows up in pieces, and you put those pieces together with grit, with silence, with sleepless nights and decisions no one will ever know you made. That's what it means to want it bad. It's not about screaming louder than everyone. It's about staying when they all left. It's about believing when even your own reflection has doubts. It's about grinding through the noise and finding your signal. Because somewhere inside you, you already know who you are. Not the edited version, not the one filtered by fear or shaped by failure. The real you, the one who doesn't need permission, the one who's not asking, "Can I?" anymore. The one who's just saying, watch me build, watch me fall and get up, watch me lose and still learn, watch me show up when every reason told me not to. Because I didn't come this far to be almost, to be kind of, to be close to who I could have been. I came to become, to build something no one else can replicate, because no one else has your scars, no one else has your fight, no one else has walked through your fire and kept walking. So keep walking, past the fear, past the failure, past the breaking points that didn't break you. Because on the other side of this, it's not applause, it's not trophies, it's clarity. The moment where everything slows down and you realize you didn't just chase the dream, you caught it, you bled for it, you earned it, you lived it, and now it's yours. But you won't stop there, because when you get this far, when you feel this level of power, you don't stop. You multiply. You take everything you've learned, the pain, the silence, the nights that felt too long, and you turn it into something that outlives you. You become proof. You become the blueprint. You become the reminder to someone else out there that they're not crazy for believing in more. You become the fire they need on the day they almost gave up, and you'll never even know it. But it'll happen, because energy spreads, and when you burn this bright, you light up more than your own path. You become a torch. So keep burning. Don't stop. Not now, not ever. You didn't come here for permission. You didn't come here to be liked. You came here because there's something inside you that won't shut up. Call it purpose, call it fire, call it whatever you want. Just don't ignore it. Because that voice, that tension, that itch that no routine can scratch. It's your soul remembering who it is, and now it's demanding that you remember too. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be. The process of becoming never is. It rips away everything that's fake. It breaks the patterns you've been hiding behind. It strips you bare until all that's left is something real. You, not the version that plays it safe. Not the one that keeps quiet to stay accepted. Not the one that keeps saying maybe later. The you that's ready now. Because time, it's running. It's not asking if you're ready. It's moving with or without you. And the only thing worse than failing is regretting that you never even tried. One day, you'll sit with yourself. No noise, no distractions, just you and the sum of your choices. And the only question that'll matter is, did I show up for myself? Not for the world, not for the title, not for the applause, but for the younger version of you that once whispered, I hope I get to do something great. That version, they're still watching. So live in a way that would make them proud, make them point and say, we became that. You don't have to change the world all at once, but you do have to stop hiding from the one thing you can control, your effort. Effort is the currency of self-respect. It's not about outcome, it's about truth, about knowing you didn't wait for greatness to land in your lap. You stood up and chased it, you built it, one brick, one broken moment, one decision at a time, and now, you don't need anyone to tell you you're on the right path, because you feel it. You feel it when you wake up and know exactly why you're getting out of bed. You feel it when you keep moving forward, even when it's hard. You feel it when you look in the mirror and finally recognize the person staring back. Not perfect, but real, solid, tested, yours. So what now? You keep going, you keep rising, you keep sacrificing comfort for clarity. You keep saying yes to your future and no to your fears. Because this isn't about a moment, this is a lifestyle, a code, a relentless pursuit of who you said you'd become. So don't let up. Not when you're tired, not when you're scared, not when the world tells you to lower your standards. Hold the line, because when you hold the line, when you keep walking through fire that would have burned the old you earn something no shortcut can give you. Pride, not the kind that shouts, the kind that whispers, I did that, I didn't fold. I became who I said I would become. One day, the world's gonna ask for your story. And when they do, don't give them the highlight reel. Give them the truth. Tell them about the mornings you didn't want to get up, but did anyway. Tell them about the nights you cried alone, but didn't quit. Tell them how success didn't arrive in a lightning strike. It crawled in, slow and silent, earned through years of showing up for yourself when no one else would. Let them see the scars. Let them hear the cracks in your voice. Let them know you bled for this, because the world doesn't need another filtered version of fine. It needs real. It needs warriors. It needs you. The you that didn't give up when it got hard. The you that didn't wait to be ready. The you that finally said, if I have to walk alone, so be it. I'll walk with purpose, because that's what separates those who talk about change from those who become it. You don't need more advice, you don't need more quotes, you don't need a sign, you need to move, right now, imperfect, unpolished, unprepared, because momentum beats motivation every time, and the more you act, the more the fear fades. The more you move, the less you care about judgment. The more you grow, the less you recognize the version of you that once made excuses. That's the goal, isn't it? To outgrow the version of yourself that thought you couldn't do this. To look back one day and say, damn, I almost settled, but I didn't. You didn't stay small. You didn't play safe. You didn't silence your calling just to keep things normal. You chose fire. You chose faith. You chose the harder road because you knew what was waiting at the end. And maybe you don't know the full picture yet. Maybe you're still walking through the storm. Maybe you're still searching for the breakthrough. Good. Because that means you're still in the fight. That means you haven't tapped out. That means your story is still being written. And if you keep going, if you keep showing up with tired feet, with shaky hands, with a heart that refuses to close, you will win. Not because you're lucky, not because it was easy, but because you were willing to suffer more than the average person was willing to try. Because you looked at every obstacle and said one thing, not enough to stop me. So what now? You double down, you train, you focus, you shut out the noise, you silence the opinions, You kill the excuses, and you build your peace, your power, your purpose, one brick at a time, one hard decision at a time, one unbreakable day after another. Because when you want it badly enough, you don't need constant proof. You become the proof. You ever realize how quiet success really is? How nobody sees the grind in real time? How the biggest shifts in your life don't come with fireworks, but with a whisper that says, keep going. No spotlight, no cheering crowd, just you, just that one small step, again and again and again and again, until the world has no choice but to notice. Because when you want it bad enough, you stop needing hype, you stop chasing adrenaline, you stop needing everything to feel perfect before you act. You move through fog, you move through fear, you move through the days where your mind is screaming to quit, and you move anyway. And slowly, almost without realizing it, you become someone who doesn't break when it gets hard. You become someone who looks pain in the eye and keeps going. You become someone who earns their pride one brutal, thankless, powerful step at a time. And suddenly, you're not the same. Not because everything got easier, but because you got harder to break. That's what this is really about. Not trophies, not validation, transformation. You want it? Then let it change you. Let it humble you. Let it sharpen you. Let it tear away the parts of you that only knew how to hide. This isn't about being fearless. This is about moving forward while afraid. It's about becoming the person you said you'd be when no one else believed you could. So yeah, you're going to lose sleep. You're going to lose comfort. You're going to lose friends who don't get it, but you'll gain something greater, self-respect. That kind of quiet, heavy, undeniable strength that no one can touch, because you know what it took. You know how close you were to quitting. You know how long you suffered in silence, and you did it anyway. That kind of energy, you can't fake that. You can't buy that. You earn that. And once you do, it changes the way you move. You don't beg anymore. You don't shrink. You don't wait for someone to hand you permission to chase your calling. You already gave it to yourself. So what do you do with that power? You use it. You pour it into the work. You pour it into every second, every rep, every choice. You pour it into the next person who needs to know it's possible. You become a force, because people don't need more influencers. They need examples. They need warriors. They need to see what it looks like when someone refuses to settle. You want to lead? Then bleed. Sacrifice. Own the pain and the power. Let it all mean something. Don't just chase the dream. Become the dream. So again, one last time, just to make sure you're still with me. How badly do you want it? You're not doing this just for results. You're doing it because you made yourself a promise, and this time you're going to keep it. You're doing it because something inside you refused to die quietly. Because while everyone else chose comfort, you chose the climb. You chose the path that hurts now but pays later. You chose to let go of the easy life so you could earn a life that's real. And when it gets dark, and it will, you remember. You're not lost. You're not broken. You're just in the middle of becoming. Becoming someone who doesn't fold. Becoming someone who doesn't fake. Becoming someone whose presence alone says, this is what resilience looks like. Because one day, the struggle that's breaking you right now will become the story that builds someone else. And when that moment comes, you won't need to convince anyone you're strong. You'll walk into the room and they'll feel it. They'll see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice, recognize it in your calm. Because there's something about a person who's been through fire and didn't come out empty. You carry that heat with you. You carry that focus, that edge, the kind of edge that can't be taught, only earned. And while they're still talking about dreams, you're busy living yours, not by accident, not by luck, but by a series of brutal, bold decisions that most people weren't willing to make. You made them, and yeah, it cost you. People left, comfort disappeared, sleep became optional, self-doubt tried to take your voice, but you're still here, still going, and the longer you go, the clearer it becomes. You don't want a shortcut, you want the real thing. because shortcuts rob you of the strength you were meant to build along the way. And you're not here to be rescued. You're here to rise, to sharpen, to create a version of yourself so solid that no setback, no betrayal, no fear can undo it. So let the pain shape you. Let the silence sharpen you. Let the delays deepen you. Let the hunger drive you. Let the process mold you into something terrifyingly focused. You want to leave a mark on this world? Then don't just survive. Dominate. Dominate your morning. Dominate your decisions. Dominate your mind before the world gets a chance to. And not in a loud way. Not in a look at me, prove it to everyone kind of way. In a calm, I don't break under pressure way. In a way that says, I've already bled for this, so no, I won't apologize for earning it. This isn't about being the best. It's about being your best. It's about knowing you did the work, walked through the storm, and never once lowered your standard just to make someone else comfortable. Because the truth is, this was never about motivation. It was about the standard you set when no one else was looking. So here you are, one more day, one more step, one more shot to close the gap between who you are and who you could be. And this time, you don't flinch, you don't shrink, you don't wait for the fear to pass. You move anyway. And when you finally get there, when you finally start seeing it all come together, don't forget the version of you that started this, the tired version, the scared version, the quiet version that whispered, maybe I can. They didn't have a map, they didn't have a guarantee, but they had the guts to try. Honor them. Every time you want to quit, remember, you're standing on the courage of your past self, and every step forward is a thank you. Every act of discipline is a tribute. Every win, every lesson, every next level, it all stacks on top of the moment you chose to begin. So no, you don't stop now. You don't ease up when it starts to get good. You double down, because this isn't a sprint, it's not a trend, it's not about one big breakthrough, it's about living this, breathing it, owning it, every single day. No one's going to build your legacy for you, no one's going to hand you peace, or pride, or purpose. That's your job. You want love, give it. You want purpose, create it. You want strength, train for it. You want to live a life that echoes, then show up like every breath matters, like every rep counts, like your name means something. Because if you're not fighting for that, what are you doing? Existing, surviving, waiting, number, not you. You were never meant to fade in the background. You were never meant to be almost. You were never meant to wonder what might have happened if you had just committed a little more. You were meant to go all in, even when your voice shakes, even when your knees tremble, even when you're building the thing while questioning if it'll stand. You were meant to do it anyway. That's the difference. That's the line between the ones who tried and the ones who finished. The ones who said, I wish, and the ones who said, I did. So which one are you? Because right now, you're writing that answer with every choice, with every alarm you hit snooze on, or every morning you rise like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every time you talk yourself out of playing small, you shift the narrative. Every time you do the hard thing with no applause, you gain ground. And one day, all those invisible wins will catch up with you. They'll show up in your body, in your mindset, in your confidence, in your story. And when people say you changed, you'll say, no, I revealed who I really was. I stopped hiding. I stopped shrinking. I started choosing myself. And that choice, that changes everything. You want to know the real test? It's not what you do when you feel motivated. It's what you do after you've been knocked flat, when the hype's gone, when the results are slow, when the dream feels distant and your energy's gone dark. That's the proving ground. Anyone can chase a goal when it's sunny, but who are you when the rain won't stop, when the plan falls apart, when the voices say, you were never good enough? That's when it counts. That's when you become dangerous. Because if you can move in that place, if you can show up then, there is nothing they can do to stop you. That's when they start to see it, not just in your work, but in your eyes. That look that says, I've been through worse than this, and I'm still here. That's not ego, that's earned. You don't get that from pretending. You get that from scars, from silence, from the days you did the work without a single ounce of energy left in you, but you showed up anyway. And now you've got momentum, not flashy, not loud, but deep, unshakable, real, And while they're still starting over, you're still climbing, still focused, still in motion. Not because you're lucky, but because you've made a choice that most people never will. To be consistent when motivation is dead. To be disciplined when no one's watching. To get better, not for a deadline, but for a lifetime. This is bigger than a goal now. This is your standard. This is your identity. And here's the most beautiful part. You're not even close to done. Because once you stop running from your potential and start running toward it, you realize you were never chasing the dream. The dream was chasing you, waiting for you to catch up, waiting for you to say, I'm done with average. I'm done making excuses. I'm done settling for less than everything I've got. Now it's your responsibility, not just to finish strong, but to keep evolving, to go further, to go deeper, to go again. And every time you feel like quitting, remember who you're doing this for. Not the doubters, not the crowd, not for revenge, not even for the version of you who started. You're doing this for the version of you still ahead, the one waiting at the top, the one who knows your full power, the one who didn't stop. That version is real, and they're counting on you to show up today. Not perfect, but present. Not ready, but willing. Not fearless, but relentless. You want it, then move like it, speak like it, live like it. And no matter how far you still have to go, never forget, you didn't come this far to question if it's possible. You came this far to prove that it is. Here's something nobody tells you until it's too late. Comfort is the enemy. It whispers, you've done enough. It tells you to take your foot off the gas. It convinces you to trade your future for a moment of ease. And if you listen to it long enough, you won't even realize when the fire goes out. But not you. You don't chase comfort. You chase growth. You chase edge. You chase that version of you that's still out there doing the things you almost talked yourself out of. Because comfort doesn't give you clarity, it gives you numbness. And numbness is how dreams die quietly. So you choose the opposite. You choose the pain that purifies. You choose the work that shapes you. You choose the fight that forges you into something unbreakable. And let's be real, sometimes you're going to fall, you're going to mess up, say the wrong thing, take the wrong turn, lose time, lose people, lose faith. But the people who make it, they fall, and they get back up with something new in their eyes. Not shame, not regret, fire. The kind of fire you only earn when you've been through the valley and didn't stay there. Because rock bottom isn't the end, it's the start of clarity. That's where the world strips away what doesn't matter and asks you one question. Now what? Now that it hurts, do you still want it? Now that it's quiet, do you still believe? Now that it's just you and your choices, do you still have fight? And if the answer is yes, even a tired, whispering, barely breathing yes, you win. You win because you stayed. You win because you didn't run. You win because you faced yourself and didn't flinch. So don't stop now. You're not chasing motivation anymore. You've become momentum itself. You move when it's hard. You rise when it's heavy. You show up, not because it's easy, but because this is who you are now. And this version of you, this one doesn't fold, doesn't beg, doesn't explain or excuse or apologize for wanting more. Because you're not greedy, you're awake. Awake to your potential, awake to what it actually takes. Awake to the fact that everything you want lives on the other side of brutal consistency. So show up messy, show up late, show up unsure. But show up, that's the difference. That's the separator. That's the line in the sand between the ones who wish and the ones who will. This is your life, not a test, not a drill, not a rehearsal. Every day you let pass you by is a day your future self has to pay for. So take it back. Take it all back. The power, the purpose, the fire that never asked for permission. Let them call you obsessed. Let them call you too much. Because one day they'll call you something else. Unstoppable. You know what people never tell you? You don't need more potential. You already have it. You don't need more time. You've got the same 24 hours everyone else does. What you need is a standard, a non-negotiable identity that you live by. Not when you feel like it, not when the stars line up, but every damn day. Because if you keep showing up as the old you, the one who hesitates, who overthinks, who waits for a sign, you'll never meet the version that changes everything. And that version, they're not magical, they're not superhuman, they're just consistent. They're the one who doesn't break when it's hard. They lean in, They know pain isn't punishment, it's proof. Proof that you're in it, proof that you're changing, proof that you're not sitting on the sidelines of your own life anymore. Because the sidelines are full of people who almost made it, who almost tried, who almost became, but almost doesn't count. Not here, not in this world. Here you either rise or repeat. Here you either rewrite your story or keep rereading the same old chapter. So you decide. You decide how much of yourself you're willing to give up for comfort, how many dreams you're willing to bury to make everyone else feel better, how many more years you're willing to let slide by while you figure it out. Or you burn the excuses. You go all in. You say, no more maybe, no more almost, no more someday. You take today, you take this moment, and you squeeze everything out of it. You show up like someone who's already paid the price and refuses to leave empty-handed. That's what wanting it looks like. Not the hype, not the speeches, not the highlight reels. It's the repetition, the reps you do when no one's watching, the truth you tell yourself when no one's around to lie for you. It's the choice to believe, not in what you've done, but in what you're still becoming. Because if you really want it, you stop talking about the dream and start living like it's already yours. You stop waiting for motivation. You build discipline. You stop waiting for the right moment. You make the moment right. And every time life tests you, every time it throws something in your way, you look it in the face and say, I've been through worse. I've survived darker. I've come too far to fold now. Because this is personal. This isn't just a goal. This is your becoming. And nobody gets to steal that from you unless you hand it over. So don't. Keep it. Protect it. Fuel it. And every step you take from here, make it loud. Not in volume, in purpose, in intensity, in intention. Move like someone who's not waiting for life to hand them peace. Move like someone who's creating it. Because how badly do you want it? Badly enough to stop proving and just start being. Badly enough to carry the weight without the applause. Badly enough to build the life you said you would. Then this is your moment. Right here, right now. Start walking like you own it. You want a secret? There's no perfect timing. There's no moment when it all makes sense. No golden light. No cosmic sign. No chorus of angels saying, now you're ready. That's fiction. What's real is this moment, this breath, this decision, this heartbeat that says, I'm not waiting anymore. Because every second you wait for permission is a second you could have used to move. And if you keep waiting for someone to validate your vision, you're going to wait yourself into regret. So start where you are, even if you don't feel prepared, even if you're scared, even if your hands are shaking and your mind won't stop doubting you. Do it scared, do it unsure, do it without applause, but do it anyway, because that's how it happens. Not all at once, not with one giant leap, but through 1,000 quiet moments of choosing yourself. That's what it means to want it bad enough to look foolish, to want it bad enough to be bad at it before you're great, to want it bad enough to fall flat and then stand up louder. You want a better life, build better days. You want freedom, master discipline, you want confidence, stack it one uncomfortable win at a time. That's the formula. Simple, brutal, true, and yeah, some days will suck. Some days you'll doubt everything. You'll feel slow. You'll feel behind. You'll feel like everyone else has it figured out and you're stuck in neutral. But that's the illusion. They're struggling too. They're scared too. They're making it up as they go, just like you. The only difference? Some of them kept going anyway. They didn't let fear have the final word. They didn't wait for confidence to show up. They earned it through action. And that's what you're doing now, step by step, brick by brick, rep by rep. You're not just building results, you're building a reputation with yourself. So when the next storm hits, when the pressure comes, when the world starts to test how real your commitment is, you won't flinch, because you've already been through worse. You've already pushed through silence. You've already built something no one can see, but you feel it in your bones. And that's what separates you from the rest. You're not here to try your best. You're here to make it happen. You're not here to dabble. You're here to dominate. You're not here to live kind of happy, kind of fulfilled, kind of okay. You're here to take everything you were born for and bring it to life. So no more shrinking, no more delaying, no more hiding behind maybe someday. It's today, it's now, and it's you. Own it.